into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, and a very good morning to you. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And today is not a usual Thursday. It is Tech Thursday, and it's all about exploring this concept you might have heard time and time again, NFTs. You might be wondering, what is an NFT? Well, it's known as a non-fungible tokens, and our panel of experts consists of our resident tech guru, Grant Hines, as well as business development lead at Polygon Enterprise, Michael Jordan. Now, award-winning musician and fine artist Arno Carstens also joins us to lend his expertise in this field, and we will make sure by the end of today you know exactly what NFTs are. And then we're going to get to meet an artist by the name of Pochi, who is going to take us on a journey of transferring his artwork into NFTs. Perhaps we'll learn how to also purchase NFTs ourselves, but today is all about the tech, and if you feel like you're on the other side of the digital divide, don't go anywhere. Go refill those coffee cups because we will take care of you. And someone else that will take care of us is Mr. Raul de Mornay. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Yes, you are in good hands this morning, and we're going to keep the good company flowing. Good morning, Mzansi. Thank you so much for joining us. It is a beautiful day. Why? Because you're blessed with another dose of life. So breathe that in and enjoy all the potential that it promises. Now, of course, you heard the theme of this morning, NFTs. We're talking about non-fungible assets, and it can come in the form of so many things. We're talking about art, music, videos, etc., etc. We want to know from you, have you been involved in it? Are you dealing with it? Do you have any questions related to NFTs? Come through on our social media. That's 063-408-8863. Don't forget to use the hashtag Expresso Show, because today is all about the artiste within the, and hopefully we can find out more about that, because we've got some experts coming through. Like you've heard, we've got an artist coming through, musicians and the work. So it's a show loaded up for tech, and yes, it's promising to do nothing else but serve you, Mzansi. So enjoy the next 3 hours of magic as we make everything that much better as you wake up this morning. And someone that's standing by looking absolutely incredible to serve you, Stabisa Makubela.
Thank you very much, Riley. Time for us to take a first look at those news headlines. Good morning, South Africa. We start off with our national headlines. President Cyril Ramaphosa will meet his U.S. counterpart, Joe Biden, in Washington tomorrow for talks that aim to further cooperate, or rather run further cooperation in trade, investment, climate change, and health challenges. It comes off the back of renewed American focus on the African continent. And the U.S. has unveiled its new Africa strategy, pledging to widen its circle of engagement to other nations and work to benefit both Africans and Americans. Under President Joe Biden, U.S. interest in Africa could be extended further than in previous years. Now, the Bakhalaka people in Phalaborwa in Limpopo have welcomed the decision by South Africa's national parks, that's SANParks, to recognize and preserve their heritage site. SANParks has made the historical hill known as Mount Tsikumbu at Kruger National Park Gate 1 accessible to the public. The hill was home to the Bakhalaka people who moved to the area from Zimbabwe in 1658, and the recognition also forms part of the SANParks Free Week. The Bakhalaka community say that the recognition is a reassurance that their heritage will be preserved. In international news, Kenya's new president, William Ruto, has paid tribute to Queen Elizabeth by signing a book of condolences at the British High Commissioner's residence in Nairobi. He mentioned that she became queen while visiting Kenya in 1952, which he described as very sentimental. And he added that by God's grace, he would join the British people at her funeral on Monday. Meanwhile, Uganda's parliament has held a special sitting to pay tribute to Queen Elizabeth. She was hailed as an inspiration to women in leadership and a distinguished leader who united the Commonwealth. Staying further abroad, President Volodymyr Zelensky has been to the recaptured city of Izium, a key logistics hub in northeastern Ukraine. Zelensky thanked troops and oversaw a flag-raising ceremony, saying that Ukrainian flag would return to every city and village in the country. In recent days, Ukraine's army has reclaimed swathes of occupied territory, forcing Russian troops to retreat. Zelensky vowed to take back all Ukrainian territories still occupied by Russian forces, and he said he did not know when this would happen, but that the truth is on our side. Now, there are only 2 days left to take advantage of National Parks Week. This as SA National Parks, SANParks, launched its 17th annual SA National Parks Week from the 11th to the 16th of September. Some of the parks, though, will be extending the week to include the weekend. And the official launch of the 2022 SA National Parks Week took place at the Augrabis Falls National Park, one of the 6 national parks in the Northern Province, on Sunday. And the province's premier, Zamani said the importance of tourism cannot be understated, but it was not only established to enhance tourism, but also to cultivate a sense of pride in South Africa's natural, cultural and historical heritage protected by the national park system. The week grants free access to most of the 22 national parks for day visitors, especially people from local communities. Now, it should be noted that free access to parks does not include free access to accommodation facilities and other tourist activities. And to see which parks will be extending the week to include the weekend, please do go and check out their website, SANParks. I've got all of that information. And that's where we leave it for now. The next update in just over an hour. Here's Raul with a look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Tabzi. Now to take a look at all the sporting action and news this morning, SAFA has confirmed that Bafana Bafana are scheduled to play 2 international friendly matches during the looming September FIFA break. Now, Hugo Bruce will again be in the dugout for the national team as they take on Sierra Leone and Botswana in home matches, with the date, time and venues still to be confirmed in the coming days. Now, the Belgian boss is set to reveal his 23-man squad at SAFA House at 12 o'clock this afternoon. Excitement indeed. Now, Bafana recently finished 5th in the COSAFA Cup, with the team being led by assistant coach Halman Mkalela. Sticking to soccer news, but moving abroad to the Champions League now. Manchester City came from behind to score 2 late goals and beat Borussia Dortmund 2-1 at the Etihad. Now, Erling Haaland went up against his old side and netted a late winner after Jude Bellingham put Dortmund ahead and John Stones equalized with a stunning effort. Now, the Graham Potter era didn't get off to the best start, as Chelsea could only draw 1-1 with Salzburg. Other news, Raheem Sterling put the hosts ahead before Noah Okafor drew his team level. Now, with Real Madrid's action, they weren't at their best, but still managed to beat RB Leipzig 2-0. Now, Valverde as well as Asensio with the goals for the defending champions coming through there to claim the win. And then PSG, Napoli and Benfica all picked up wins on match day 2 of the Champions League. Plenty of action out there, but we carry on with our news and moving over to rugby, where after an incredible World Cup, SA Rugby confirmed that President Mark Alexander will announce the new Springbok Sevens coaching staff in Cape Town this afternoon. Now, of course, Neil Powell stepped down from the role of head coach of the Blitzboks at the conclusion of the Sevens World Cup over the weekend. And according to Sport 24, SA Sevens Academy coach Sandile Ngobo is the leading candidate to replace Powell, and others names that were in the mix for the position included Powell's assistant coach Renfred Dazel, as well as women's Sevens head coach Paul Dalport, who are both established former Sevens internationals. Now, sticking to our sporting news and action, road running entrants in the mass participation event at next year's London Marathon will be offered a non-binary gender option. Now, organisers said it was part of a drive to make the race the most diverse, equitable and inclusive marathon in the world. And that a quote coming through from the organisers themselves. Now, 3 gender options, including male, female and non-binary, will be offered to all participants registering for the mass participation element of the event. Now, this being announced by the Marathon the Boston Marathon announcement, and a similar change happening this week. Well, that's all the sporting action I have for you this morning. It's time to take a look at the weather, and the beautiful Zoe is standing by to give it to you all.
Thank you, Ryle. Well, let's start off with some international news. International philanthropist and one of the world's wealthiest men, Bill Gates, has praised New Jersey as the first state in the US to incorporate climate change in its public school curriculum. Now, the aim, which Gates praised as setting a new standard, is to teach students how and why climate change occurs, how it impacts communities, and how to make informed and sustainable decisions. Learning objectives for each grade will be outlined in a variety of subject areas. An environmental science teacher, Krista Delaney, says learning how to find out solutions and how to mitigate the effects of climate change are extremely important, as its effects are already causing havoc across the globe. Once you look at the big picture, you see how important it is to teach students about climate change to better prepare them for the future, she said. While we now turn our attention from climate change, we head on over to taking a first look at those gorgeous sunrise views that you share with us. First up is Razine Pandi, who shared this orange sky with us. Look at this. This is all the way from Uitenhage. Louise G. Cheery shared this stunning photo of the morning sun lighting up the sky in Mayberry Park in Alberton, giving off this orange glow. Then Sebastian from Hartbeespoort in the northwest shared this gloomy grey sky from his balcony. Ashwin snapped this picture of a pastel-coloured sky all the way from a park out in George. And finally, Rolled On in Durban showcased this stunning photo of all the colourful colours across the sky blending together this morning. Look at that. With the palm trees out in the distance, it really looks like a screensaver. Well, if you would like to share those gorgeous photos with us, please send us a WhatsApp. That number is 063 408 8863. Well, let's get into your temperatures for today. Polokwane, a low of 10 and a high of 27. Mbombela, 16, 31. Pretoria, 15, 26. Johannesburg, 13 with a high of 25. Sunny in Mahikeng, 11's your low, 28 your high. Klerksdorp, 11, 29. Kimberley, 15, 29. Bloemfontein, 9 with a high of 28. Sunny in Richards Bay, 18's your low, 30 your high. Pietermaritzburg, 16, reaching a high of 33. Durban, 1929. Mthatha, 13 with a high of 33. East London, 14, 26. Cradock, 9 with a high of 33. Gqeberha, your low is 13, your high 23. George, 11, 21. Cape Town, 12 with a high of 21. Worcester, 11, reaching a high of 30. Sutherland, 7, 25. And Uppington, your low is 19, your high 34 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where I leave your traffic. Well, in fact, not your traffic, but your weather for now. After 7, we'll take a look at your traffic and weather again.
Thank you very much, ZBZ. It's time for us to set the tone for the day. Please do send us those sunrise pictures. We're on standby. 063-408-8863. Lots on the go this morning.
Lots on the go. Speaking of setting the tone, I want you to enjoy this because you need to prepare yourself. There's so much happening. Obviously, we're talking about NFTs. It's Tech Thursday in the building. And, of course, I've got some specialists coming through. We're talking about whether or not it's something worthy to invest in, whether it's something we can jump on board. I don't know if you've been involved in it at all, but...
No, I haven't. I'm going to learn today. So Plus is in session. Let us know if you, by any chance, have already started investing in NFTs. That's a big conversation, and Grant Hines is in the house to clue us all up on what's happening as far as that's concerned.
Can't wait.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Only you can make my day.
Defeat your mucus monster, Mucofizz. Loosen mucus and phlegm for clearer airways. Brought to you by Pharmadynamics.
Mzansi, welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let me tell you, this conversation is going to entertain and educate. Now, there's nothing like an explosion of blockchain news to leave you thinking, what's going on here? What's happening? Now, the term NFT seems to be everywhere these days. It is the hype word, and from art and music to hotcakes, these digital assets are selling like, well, hotcakes, I guess. So some of you may be still wondering what exactly they are, and are NFTs even worth the money or the hype? Well, let's find out. So we got some experts in the building, and they are bubbled, poised to pop and give us this information. So others believe NFTs are here to stay and that they will change investing forever. But today we're going to break down everything about NFTs with our panel, consisting of our resident tech guru, Grant Hines, in the building, as well as business development lead at Polygon Enterprise, MJ. Michael Jordan in the house. Okay, so it's an incredible conversation, and we are here to just talk about this more. We might have another artiste to weigh in on this conversation, but for now, we're encouraging you to join in on this discussion and share your thoughts and experiences with us. Come through on that voice note, and you can share that on our WhatsApp line. It's 063 408 8863. Gentlemen, good morning. How are we doing?
Very well.
I see some skeptical faces. I see some exciting faces. I'm going to navigate the space with you. Grant, let's establish first exactly for everybody that doesn't know what's going on, for the uninitiated, what do NFTs stand for? How does this thing work?
Well, NFTs stands for non-fungible token.
Yeah.
So you can basically you can mint something on a blockchain that lets you have ownership over a particular, it's a token that lets everybody on that blockchain know that you have ownership over a piece of digital material, generally piece of digital material. So it's as simple as that. It's a receipt.
Okay.
In many ways.
All right.
But it's a receipt in a space that everybody understands and can be traced. And it's also, because you have ownership on it, there is the potential for you to sell that digital item on, or for you to find other people and who have bought digital items that you desire, and then buy those tokens from them.
All right, and obviously traceability means transparency, so all the information is obviously locked within that. Michael, maybe I can ask you this then, with regards to what Grant is leading on from using that blockchain technology then, what is blockchain technology exactly, and how is that then essentially be using or incorporating NFTs to kind of make it work, if that's a good question, you know?
So yeah, blockchain essentially is a single source of truth. And this becomes very, very powerful with people transacting over the internet who don't know each other. So to have a database that everybody can agree on that this is, like I say, the truth, and it's been determined by computer algorithms, it allows for a lot of economic transactions to go forward. Now, Bitcoin was the first generation where we came out with these fungible tokens. Fungible meaning you don't care if you get this one or you get that one. A good example is gold. You just care about the weight of the gold. You don't care if you get that gold coin or that other gold coin. Non-fungible is when there's multiple parameters that determine the value of something. And I guess if gold is like fungible, diamonds are non-fungible. You've got the cut, the color, the clarity, the carat.
Of course, okay.
You know, the ladies know more on what makes these diamonds more valuable. And so NFTs can represent a whole host of different assets. Whereas your fungibles would more like, you know, your cryptocurrencies, a form of money, a form of token, whereas non-fungible can represent art pieces, title deeds, and a whole array of various assets.
So is that the thing that's essentially making the, let's say for lack of a better term, the diamond more valuable? Would that mean that the art piece or that thing that's attached to it, the value comes from how valuable it actually is? Am I asking that correctly? Sorry, this is a very strange space to navigate,
Yes.
but I want to just understand this, and I think to break it down to layman's terms, is that's what is increasing its value per se?
Yes, well, I mean, it comes down to that whole scarcity. So with Bitcoin, there's going to be 21 million Bitcoins. With a non-fungible token, there's only one.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the uniqueness of a product is important in the NFT space. So you can get lots of different kinds of Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
And Bitcoin it can be farmed.
Yes.
Like
can mine it,
eternally.
and it can be like
Essentially, yeah. But you have one painting. You know, there's only one Le Demoiselles. You know, there's only one. You know, specific piece by Basquiat, and that's what people are buying, and that's what makes it valuable. If I think Andy Warhol kind of turned it on his head though when he made lots of many, but like yeah, and obviously things have changed now with NFT paintings where you know you can procedurally generate a painting and then each of those ones are unique. They're, procedurally generated to be different from all the others. And then you buy that particular ape, and then that particular ape has got value because it's got attributes that make it,
And essentially, blockchain ensures that we all agree that let's say, art piece or that token itself is then essentially, we're all agreeing then that is the one, that is the scarce one that we're agreeing to based on blockchain, and that becomes that NFT that then has value or not, right? No? Yes?
Okay. Well, I would say it's more than that. So there are certain reasons art pieces are popular. Not every painting that exists is valuable. If I sit down and paint a painting, no one's going to buy it for $1 million rand. Well, unfortunately.
Maybe.
So I do see what Michael is saying is that it's a universal a platform that we agree on. That is non-centered. That people can go, okay, cool. We understand that the value of X of this painting is X because we can see where it's happened. We've seen it a little bit in the property market already. A lot of these things aren't like brand new concepts. Like they already exist in our economy. This is just a way of making a proper ledger, a digital ledger of where this activity is happening, and that we can all again agree. We all agree right now currently that the rand is X to $1.
Yes.
Everywhere you go, that's what it is.
Yes.
And it's a similar thing, but it's decentralized. All banks have centralized their finances, and all this stuff is decentralized for everybody around.
Okay, it's starting to make sense. Mzansi, I hope you're with us here and pay attention because this conversation is going to heat up even more because we're going to see what we can do with NFTs a little bit later. But before we get into that, let's chat to you, let's chat to the rest of the team, catch up and see what else is happening on the Tech Show Thursday.
Grant, I would pay a bit of money for your artwork. I've just put it out there. But you know what? Seasons are changing, and the spring season is in full swing, and it's time to spoil another viewer, courtesy of Allergex.
Free to be you. Live, work, play, sleep. Allergy-free with Allergex Non-Drowsy.
So here's the thing about allergies. We all know that they often can put a damper on our day, resulting in, staying indoors when you really don't feel like doing that, missing out on springtime activities and all the things that you should be out there doing. But with Allergex Non-Drowsy, this doesn't have to be the case anymore.
That's right. And Allergex Non-Drowsy is granting you, in fact, at home, the opportunity to win a 2,000 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher every day. And this week we have asked you the question, how do you prepare for spring if you have had bad allergies? And our lucky winner today is, can we cue the drum roll? Congratulations, Joan Carlson. Now let's take a look. Now, this is what Joan wrote. He says, I always have Allergex with me. I always have allergies bothering me, and it always helps me to feel better. Hashtag AllergexND, hashtag Expresso Show.
The man's got the tools. He knows what works. Now, we've got Joan on the line this morning. Joan, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys?
Congratulations. We're so good. How does it feel to be the lucky winner this morning?
Man, you guys caught me totally all surprised. It feels very nice, and I'm sure that Take-A-Lot voucher will also come in very handy.
Well, speaking of that Take-A-Lot voucher, any thoughts on what you want to buy at? Maybe perhaps start early with the Christmas shopping?
That's what I've got in mind, because it's that time now. So getting the kiddies sorted, that's on top of the priority list.
Okay.
That's really stunning. Okay, so $2,000, that's quite a bit. They're going to certainly be getting some nice gifts there. But tell me, Joan, what sort of allergies do you suffer from?
Yeah, so normally I'll have sinus, and I've got quite some other allergies, like allergic to aspirin. I had an attack about 3 weeks ago where I didn't know one of the drugs that I took had aspirin in it. Immediately, I reached to my bag, and I had some relief coming from the Allergex I took.
And that helped. Sure. Is that your dog in the background?
Yes, my little puppy. She's out and about. It's a beautiful morning in East London.
And certainly not allergic to anything by the sounds of it.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Joan, congratulations on being that winner, and enjoy that 2,000 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher.
Thanks a lot. I'll definitely do that. You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Well,
Oh, congratulations. Okay, so the struggle is over and we can finally start enjoying spring again thanks to Allergex Non-Drowsy.
Now, if you want to know how you can snag up a 2,000 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher of your own, well, keep watching.
Spring is glory. Oh, bless you, man. Bless you. Unless you suffer from allergies. But that has all changed with Allergex Non-Drowsy and the wonders of spring competition on Expresso this September.
So stand a chance to win a daily giveaway Monday to Friday of a 2,000 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher to spend on the best outdoor living gear.
I love that. So answer the weekly question on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages and include that all-important Allergex ND. The competition runs from the 1st till the 28th of September, and those terms and conditions do apply. Good luck and bless you, man.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Zazi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. The conversation is carrying on. We are talking about NFTs, trying to help you understand it, trying to see where the world is going with it and what you can actually do with it, maybe even capitalize. Now, NFTs are gaining notoriety now because they are becoming an increasingly popular way to buy and sell digital artwork too. Now, global markets for NFTs was worth a staggering, listen to this, 700 billion Rand last year alone. Now, that's an amount that is approaching the total value of the entire global fine art market. That's how impactful this really is. Is it hype or is there more to it? We're going to find out more. We're going to resume our conversation on the popularity of NFTs. We've got our panel consisting of course, Grant Hines, our tech guru and business development lead at Polygon Enterprise, Michael Jordan. And we've also added another member to the panel, award-winning musician and fine artist, Arnu Carstens, in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the man and let's carry on with this conversation because I have so much to talk about. How are you doing this morning, firstly?
Fantastic, and you guys, all right?
Yeah. We've just started to unpack exactly what NFTs were, how blockchain is associated to it, and we are about to dive into what's actually going on and how NFTs are being used. Perfect timing for you to join this conversation because you being an artist, being a musician, you obviously have just gotten involved in NFTs. How exactly are you doing that and why?
Okay. There is so many answers to all of these questions.
Yeah.
It's such a fickle thing. For me, it is a natural progression from where it's going. For me as a fine artist, of course, I'm going to take my paintings, I'm going to rework it digitally, because it's awesome to be doing that. And then, and it's got a marketplace. You know what I mean? I could take it. NFTs has got somewhere to go. I find it. What happened in the music industry, I don't want it to happen to me in the art industry. So I want to be on top of it right from the beginning.
And what do you mean when you say what happened to you?
Look, the music industry, we used to make a lot of money out of it.
Yeah.
Now you basically, it's like stamp collecting.
You can just download it anyway. You
basically
stream
killed
it.
the music industry. It's only a few people making money or whatever. I see in NFTs a way where it can go, where it can enhance the world of the fine artists. You know, in the old days, you used to sell a painting and it used to eventually get sold for millions, but the artist won't make that money. With NFTs, you're always going to make a little bit, or these things, and you're going to make something in perpetuity going into the future. And I would love to have one day, if it was connected with paintings, so you sell the painting and you get the NFT with it, and with that, the worth will go up, and you've got basically a tracking system on the whole situation.
So
for me, I see a lot of things happening in the future as the technology evolves and stuff. We're maybe not there yet, but hopefully it will work that way.
All right. Michael, maybe I can ask you, I mean, talking about art essentially, I mean, I'm looking at some of these stats here. Some of these paintings that are being sold, they go for millions. People are paying millions for NFTs, for these things that you can't physically actually touch, right? That do exist in the digital world. We agree that it has some sort of value, but people are literally paying millions for this. How does this work, and are there any risks associated to this? Can I pay 7 million for something and then try to sell it later on and I don't get that sale? Can I lose money, or is it guaranteed to be an investment in that sense? I mean, how does that space work when it comes to the fact that, let's say, Arno Carstens has sold a fine art painting. I love him. He's an absolute legend. He's had such an impact in my life. I'm willing to pay R1 million. Is that an investment for me, or is there a risk associated to that?
I think, yeah, we can unpack it with, from the artist side and I guess from the investor side. From the artist side, NFTs, it's a game changer. I mean, for First Thursdays, I like to, put up a piece every year. And of course, I had to stop doing that when COVID hit. And that's actually what got me into NFTs, because I wanted to keep doing my online, exhibitions. And it was amazing. As a rookie artist, I sold maybe one piece a year in the physical world. When I went to NFTs, these things started selling like hotcakes, as you were saying. Right. It was amazing how they were selling for more, selling very quickly. So I thought, why was this happening? And I realized that when I was going to a traditional gallery, first of all, they were a bit of a gatekeeper. They decided which pieces I could show, and I could only show a few pieces. Also, there was the whole logistic burden of getting these things into the gallery, worrying that they might get damaged. Then someone comes in, looks, and they have to think, is there space in my house? There's all these considerations.
There's cost to that, the
There's
insurance,
costs.
the logistical costs, of course.
It's a mess. As an NFT, there's no gatekeeper. I just upload it, and I can upload as many as I want. Now, also, in a traditional gallery here in Cape Town, you maybe have 50 people looking at your art piece. As NFTs, I did like a little self-portrait that got over 10,000 views. And now you have people all over the world that are able to look at this, and for them to purchase it, it's not taking up space in their house, or they have to think, oh, there's a wall that I have to hang it on. They can just add it into their digital collection. And so they can buy a lot more. So now what NFTs have done is artists are selling a lot more because now there's a lot more art collectors. Now, coming to your second question, regarding the risks, it's interesting. Art was, my hobby. My profession is actuarial science, and we look at risk, in two ways. We've got upside risk and downside risk. The downside risk for an artist to sell their piece as an NFT, there's the financial risk of you pay the transaction fee, which can be $10, 200 Rand, around there. A very small financial risk. Of course, there's more of that emotional risk of putting something out there, it not selling, and you get these weird emotional feelings like, oh, why isn't it selling? But the positives, or the upside risk, is, yes, that these pieces can sell for tremendous amounts of money. There was an artist called Xcopy who sold his first art pieces for like £2. They're now selling for, I think, $7 million, one of his things went for. And as Anu was talking about, NFTs allowed for royalties to be baked in. So Xcopy gets 10% of all those future sales, and therefore in the traditional world, artists would have lost out on those big sales.
Yes.
X copies now still gaining from secondary sales.
Attaching that value to it from source all the way through to wherever it is right now in the world.
Yes.
Wow, all right. A lot to unpack here, a lot going on when it comes to NFTs, and we're going to carry on with this conversation. We've got a panel of experts here that are standing by to serve you, Mzansi. So, of course, come through with those voice notes. We want to hear from you what your understanding is on NFTs. You have any experience or stories on it, but we're going to talk more about it and how it's actually being implemented. Grant's here to talk about gaming. We've got Anu here to talk about some more events coming up, so don't go anywhere. This conversation will continue.
And it's now time for us to bring it to the kitchen. Time to get cooking, and if smooth, milder, creamier flavors, if that's your thing and that gets your taste buds salivating, then you're going to love this dish, okay? The lovely Mule Sitati is in the house this morning showing us how to make flavored-filled fish tacos with cross and Blackwell mild and cream. Perfect for entertaining friends and, of course, family, especially with the little ones getting involved in the process as well. Now, cross and Blackwell mayonnaise has something for everyone. You're going to see exactly what I mean by that this morning. Good morning.
Hello, how are you?
Very, very well. It's so good to see you. Bright and early.
To see you, bright and early.
About to serve up a dish of epic proportions.
100%.
Let's go. What have we got on the counter here to make this magical?
So it's nice and warm, so we're making fish tacos, one of my favorite things.
Mine too. Mine too, trust me.
So I'm going to need you to assemble the salsa.
Okay, cool. So you got some pineapple. I like that we're actually also adding, like, you know, the pineapple sort of twist to it, because
100%.
Pineapples do scream summer, spring, warmer days, freshness, right?
Yes, especially with the fish, it's going to go well. It's going to add a sweetness to the tanginess of the fish.
Nice. So I've got some pineapple in there, coriander in, some freshly chopped chili pieces there, as well as some red onion for our salsa. This is a different kind of salsa, I have to say.
And it's nice and crunchy.
I like the twist. I love the twist.
Okay, I'm making seasoning my hake, and it's just fish spice, salt and pepper, and you can add some chili if that's your vibe. And
chili will never be left behind.
Chili
That's
will never be left
my
behind.
vibe. That is my vibe.
My vibe too. And then what we're going to do is, once your salsa is mixed, you're going to add some lime juice just to add some sass to it.
Fabuloso. We are bringing the freshness into it.
Perfect. And then I'm going to get started. Can I fry mine?
Please, do your thing. Knock yourself out. Tell me, are you a fish girl? Are you like big on fish, especially around this time?
Yes, I am. In the warmer days, I prefer food that's light.
Yeah.
Food that's quick to eat, that I can eat with my kids. I've got 2 kids.
Oh, wow. How old are they?
They are 7 and 3.
Oh, cute.
So my house is constantly busy. I need to make things that are quick and easy. So
always
this
a buzz.
is perfect. Yeah, when you're frying fish, always start with the skin side down.
And why is that?
So that you can get a crispy edge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You see, what I've always gotten wrong is that I actually peel that skin off, and where
it
does
adds
it go?
the flavor.
That bin.
No way.
Honestly.
That's where the flavor is. So you always want to make sure that you start with the skin side down, you let it cook, you don't move it around a lot, and then after 2 to 3 minutes, because it's hake and it's a very light fish,
yes,
you then flip it and do the other side.
Because the biggest thing for me has always been that the skin actually starts to sort of
stick to the bottom,
to
right?
the bottom of the pan, which is a problem.
Which is a problem, but what you need to use is a good non-stick pan, right? You need to have good essentials. So I believe in investing in your goods.
Just watch what you're making. Basically, just keep an eye on your pan.
Don't worry, don't worry. I won't burn. So if you're an amateur, you want to make sure that you move it around, you play around with the food so that it doesn't burn or stick to the bottom.
What else can I help you with in the meantime?
So we can create like a crema. So usually when you're having tacos, you've got like a sauce that goes with it. And the crema is delicious. We're using the Cross and Blackwell
mild
mayo.
And creamy.
100%.
I love this. Honestly, for me, this is a winner because this is really so perfect as a sweeter, and creamy in taste and low tanginess. Perfect for those little ones. If you are having this with your family, you want to make sure that you can cater to everybody's taste buds. But It's rich, it's smooth, it's very indulgent. But another thing about it is that it's so versatile, right?
Yes, it is.
It's so versatile.
You can use it on so many things.
That's it. For binding, you can use it for a dip, for dressing. It really is
And
up to what you make. And baking as well, which is really, really awesome.
Yeah. Delicious chocolate cakes are usually made with mayonnaise.
Really, because add mayonnaise, like
Moisture.
does add that moisture, that richness. I love it.
Okay.
How are we doing there?
We're doing well. We're doing well. Looking nice and golden and crispy.
Beautiful.
And then after adding the mayo, please put some lime juice.
So we're going wild on the zest.
We're going wild. Add some salt and pepper.
Right. Okay, cool. So this is really all for convenience. This is for somebody who's looking to get this dish done as quickly as possible and hasn't got the time to be standing behind the kitchen for a long time.
If you're watching your weight, this is a great quick meal, right?
You've given us 4 tips this morning already. I mean, this is, you can stay. You can stay. This is really fabulous. So you can start assembling this for us. In the meantime, though, here's an opportunity for you to reimagine food with Cross and Blackwell and stand a chance to win big while we're at it as well. We're giving away 8 hampers over the next few weeks leading up to the grand prize draw with 3 lucky winners. They'll each win themselves an Instant Pot Duo Crisp Air Fryer. It's valued at 5,000 Rand. That's a big prize, okay? Now, this week's 2 lucky winners, they'll win themselves a Mayo Amazing C&B hamper valued at 500 Rand each. And to enter, simply take inspiration from today's meal recipe, which you can get on expressoshow.com. But what we want to see is have you adding your own twist to it, okay? Add your own twist using Cross and Blackwell mayo. What you need to do, though, is go onto our competition post, which can be found on the @Cross and Blackwell's Facebook and Instagram pages. Take a picture of your reimagined dish and post it on there. Use the hashtag something for everyone, or post it onto your own social media pages and then tag Cross and Blackwell with the hashtag something for everyone. Don't forget to also follow and like the pages to win. And this competition will close at midday on Monday, the 19th of September, and T's and C's can be found on the competition post. Please do stay tuned to the show for more, as there's going to be something really exciting for everyone with Cross and Blackwell this September. That's looking so good.
Gorgeous, right? Gorgeous fish.
And that's what our final product looks like. And if you want to get your hands on this recipe, go on to expressoshow.com. I love it. Put it here. Boom, baby.
Add a little inspiration to your food and have fun while doing it with the rich, smooth and sweet flavor of Cross and Blackwell mild and creamy.
Mzansi, welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we are back wrapping up our conversation on NFTs. Now modern artists, musicians and internet legends aren't the only people capable of leveraging the exclusivity factor attached to NFTs to build an audience and turn a profit. Now, you can be part of this phenomenon too, and standing by, we've got our panel to deliver some helpful advice. And of course, we've got our new year, MJ, Michael Jordan, and of course, Grant Hines in the building. But I want to talk to you, Mzansi, and this is an opportunity for you, obviously, to send those voice notes through, and they've been coming in thick and fast because we have so much to talk about. So let's get straight into it. First voice note, let's find out who it is and what they have to say.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great morning today. Yeah, I actually have looked into non-fungible tokens like last year, I think, yeah. And now that the bubble has like bursted, I'm looking into investing into NFTs and hopefully holding them for a long term.
All right, so looking to invest, I would say, I don't know, maybe you should invest in your paintings, possibly?
Yeah, invest in Michael Jordan paintings. Fantastic. But now, you were saying earlier on, so if you hang on it, like he says, he wants to hang on it for a long, long time, right? It works like that in the real world with art. The longer you hang on to something, the more the worth it things. But with NFTs, it doesn't necessarily have to work like that. Or how does it work? You can drop in
well, I think this is a problem that art has had, you know, the commercial side of art has had for the beginning of time since it started, is that art is valuable as a perception, right? We perceive that something is valuable because it had a social impact or because an artist did something unique, and that's what gives it value. And a board of critics or society gives it that particular value, and then because of that impact that it has, it's special. It's special to society, and we briefly spoke about pop art and the impact that pop art had. But not every pop artist has had the light of day. So you can't go home and go like, oh, I'm going to make this. I really get upset. I've been to the Tate with a friend, and somebody in the 1950s hung up an A4 sheet of paper, and it's in the Tate, and he was like, I can do that. It's like, you weren't the first to do that. That's why you're not there.
Okay.
And I think it's the same thing with NFTs. Just because an art piece is an NFT doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be valuable. Okay. We've attributed a value to it, but whether it increases or decreases in value is a societal thing. Right. It's the impact that piece is going to have on society. And I think the art world right now in NFTs is exciting. I think the most exciting stuff is actually gone, and it's mostly around how artists have exploited technology to put themselves in galleries and spaces. I think that there's going to be a huge NFT display at the MoMA, and we're going to see Xcopy and the apes over there, and we're going to see like the people that did unique things for the first time. Those are what we're going to study in history of art books. But that doesn't mean that other artists don't have value, right? Yeah. Those are the ones that are going to be billionaires, and when they die, trillionaires, the collectors of those pieces. But the other art that we have physically still has value. It might not be to that level. So, yeah. It depends where that marketplace is.
Art piece was collected and kept over time, and him as the brand started doing something crazy, got hype, and added value to whatever else he was doing that essentially could then add value to the art at the same time, right? Yeah. Depending on the hype.
Look, like Van Gogh, like he didn't make a lot of money in his life. He barely sold a painting. Yeah. But when he passed, because of his impact and the kind of artwork that he did, his paintings are priceless now. Okay. And it's, you know, so like that could happen to people making NFTs. You might be making them at home and making like $1 or £1, but the impact that you're making will only be realized after you've passed. We don't know that.
All right. Listen, Mzansi, this conversation could go on forever, and I think it definitely can, and it can continue even beyond the show. So I think for a lot of us, it's been an incredible opportunity to get more educated on NFTs and what it's all about. For now, though, if you are wanting to find out more with regards to artists and art, you can maybe get in touch with Anu and find out more about what he's doing in the space. You can also maybe chat to Michael as well and chat to him about anything with regards to the space of NFTs, how to invest and what to look out for. And of course, Grant Hines is here when it comes to gaming and NFTs and maybe just how to have fun with it, right? So these experts will definitely be willing to carry on with this conversation a little bit later. For now, though, obviously, it's time to meet an artiste that is actually deep in the game already. Let's check this out.
That's right, Raul, because starting his hobby in 1991, Pochi's art became popular after selling out at his first solo exhibition in 1995. He went on to open an art studio called the Red Teapot Gallery, and recently Pochi has ventured and partnered with a team of creative technologists to create a system by which these non-fungible tokens, the NFTs, could be used to digitize and in fact digitally create art. Now, NFTs are generally created using the same type of programming used by cryptocurrencies. And joining us today in studio to tell us more about this relationship between the art and the NFTs is NFTs creative technologist and producer Constant Spies, as well as the talented artist and sculptor himself, Pochi. Good morning.
Good morning, Zoe.
I'm fascinated by this. We've had our panel now discussing and dissecting NFTs, but when it comes to artwork, Constant, I'm going to start off with you. How is the artwork being converted into these NFTs, and what do they mean by minting?
Yes. So the way I like to understand, or for my little brain to understand this, is if you take your car, for an example, the artwork would then, in this case, be the car, and the NFT would be your registration certificate. So the registration certificate has like a specific VIN number that matches the car's engine number, and it also kind of describes exactly what it is. And so it almost like affirms or validates the existence of that specific car, but then it also tells you something about the owner. So that's how you prove that you are the owner of that car. So now the difference between your car's registration certificate and an NFT is that the NFT is a certificate that, as they also explain, that exists on a blockchain. So with you can the term that they use is tokenizing. So you can actually tokenize almost anything. Like you can take like a spoon and then make an NFT pointing to the spoon, and then that would be the NFT representing the spoon. But obviously, something like art would be a better use case for it. I know something maybe like jewelry, something that's non-fungible, that you want to make sure that somebody can identify this specific item. So to get to the minting part, the term minting is what they use to describe when this NFT is being created. So it's like bringing that NFT into existence. Does that answer your question?
It does answer the question. And, I'm looking at this art here, and Pochi, you have such a unique story. This starting off as a hobby, and now you've got your own gallery, and you've got so many beautiful people that love your artwork. Talk us through where your love for painting started and how your art journey came about.
I came from a very small town in the Free State, and when I was in my lower grades, my paintings were always put up on the walls, but it was so small, the town, it was a very small pond, so you didn't think much of it. Later I came to Polrus High School, and then I attended art school, and then I achieved very good grades, and I didn't know exactly how it was going to sort of go forward in life and how I will be able to make a living from it. So I first studied in a commercial degree and then worked as a transport economist. And in that time, I started to paint two friends of mine and then started to do small exhibitions at my apartment. And it just grew and grew and grew. And then end of '94, I did a big exhibition of 100 paintings, sold everything in one night, and then decided to go full-time with it. Moved back to Stellenbosch, put up a small studio there, and went back to Joburg at a sellout again, and then galleries started to contact me for work and buy from me, and now I've sold over 18,500 originals, and I sold more than a million prints worldwide.
That is incredible.
I did big international exhibitions in London, in Pall Mall Street, next to Trafalgar Square, and it's wonderful to see how people fly in from all over the world to attend the exhibition, and that really makes you think that you've got something that nobody else have, and you have people walking to your gallery and just buy something. They don't know anything about you. They just purely buy it because they like it.
They like it.
And so I go by the saying of Andy Warhol that you just make art. Let other people decide if it's good or bad art. While they are deciding, you just make more art. So you just put it out and you see what what people make from it.
Oh, well, I'm very intrigued to find out why you've decided to now turn your artwork into NFTs, Constant, how people can purchase these NFTs, and of course, how you convert Pochi's artwork into these NFTs. And if you would like to sign up and join Pochi's Cycle by the Riverside community of fans and art lovers, you can also subscribe to the newsletter as well as have access to a step-by-step guide on how to buy your NFT, but we will be unpacking that shortly, so don't go anywhere. But for more information, you can visit Pochi's website, that is visit PochiNFT.com. There's a little bit of a dash in it, but that's also on your screen right now. And stay tuned as Constant and Pochi, they will be showing us exactly how to purchase these NFTs.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Of course, it is Tech Thursday, and we are diving into all the tech, talking about NFTs this morning and carrying on with our conversation. But before we get into that, official duties must commence. And here's Tapiso with the latest.
Thank you very much, Ryle. Time for us to take a final, well, not final, a second look at your news headlines. Just before 7 o'clock, we start off here at home. Eskom says that stage 4 load shedding will continue throughout today and tomorrow due to a shortage of generation capacity. The power utility said that there was a possibility of lower stages of the rolling blackouts from Saturday morning. Spokesperson Sikonati Manchancha said Eskom teams were working around the clock to return units to service. He said in view of the shortage of generation capacity and the need to carry out unplanned maintenance to return units to service, they unfortunately had to implement load shedding as a last resort. Staying here at home, President Cyril Ramaphosa will meet his U.S. counterpart Joe Biden in Washington, D.C. tomorrow for talks that aim to further cooperation in trade, investment, climate change and health challenges. It comes off the back of renewed American focus on the African continent. The U.S. has unveiled its new Africa strategy, pledging to widen its circle of engagement to other nations and work to benefit both Africans and Americans. Under President Biden, U.S. interest in Africa could be extended further than in previous years. Now, in international news, China's leader Xi Jinping and Russia's Vladimir Putin will discuss the war in Ukraine at their meeting later this week. The two will meet at Uzbekistan at the summit, a summit that will show an alternative to the Western world. The Kremlin said Xi is seeking a historic third term, while Putin's relations with the West are rock bottom over Ukraine. Putin will also meet leaders of India, Pakistan, Turkey and Iran, but his meeting with China's leader is of particular importance, apparently, a Kremlin foreign policy spokesman said. Kenya's new president, William Ruto, has paid tribute to Queen Elizabeth by signing a book of condolences at the British High Commissioner's residence in Nairobi. He mentioned that she became queen while visiting Kenya in 1952, which he described as very sentimental. He added that by God's grace, he would join the British people at her funeral on Monday. Meanwhile, Uganda's parliament has held a special sitting to pay tribute to Queen Elizabeth. She was hailed as an inspiration to women in leadership and a distinguished leader who united the Commonwealth. Queen Elizabeth was internationally admired for her love of animals, and she was probably the world's most famous corgi enthusiast. She owned more than 30 Welsh corgis throughout her life, and the late Princess Diana once said, and I quote, "A moving carpet preceded Her Majesty wherever she went," referring to a jumble of these short-legged dogs running out ahead of her. Last Friday, some 50 Welsh corgi owners in Perth, Australia dressed and paraded the pampered pooches in royal attire to honor the late monarch. And in England, many royal fans paid a special tribute to her yesterday by taking their corgis out on the streets as her casket arrived in Buckingham Palace. Her first and most famous corgi was named Susan, an 18th birthday present, and she adored Susan so much that she even joined the monarch and Prince Philip on their honeymoon in 1947. Now, the Queen's present, 5 corgis will be cared for by Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, as well as other family members. Oh, it's good to see that transition taking place in this most beautiful and loving way. That's where we leave it for now. The next update in just over an hour. Here's Raul with a look at your sport.
Thanks so much, Tabi. So now it's time, of course, to take a look at the latest when it comes to sporting action, and kicking off with our local soccer. SAFA has confirmed that Bafana Bafana are scheduled to play 2 international friendly matches during the looming September FIFA break. Now, Hugo Broos will again be in the dugout for the national team as they take on Sierra Leone and Botswana in home matches, with the date, time and venues to be confirmed in the coming days. Excitement indeed, and the Belgian boss is set to reveal his 23-man squad at SAFA House at 12 o'clock this afternoon. Now, Bafana recently finished 5th in the COSAFA Cup, with the team being led by assistant coach Halman Mkalela. Sticking to soccer news and moving to Europe, in European action, Manchester City came from behind to score 2 late goals and beat Borussia Dortmund 2-1 at the Etihad. Now, Erling Haaland went up against his old side and netted a late winner after Jude Bellingham put Dortmund ahead, and John Stones equalized with a stunning effort. Now, the Graham Potter era didn't get off to the best start, as Chelsea couldn't do much other than a draw, and that being 1-1 with Salzburg. In other news, Raheem Sterling put the hosts ahead before Noah Okafor drew his team level. Now, Real Madrid weren't at all at their best, but still managed to beat RB Leipzig 2-0 in the encounter. And Valverde as well as Asensio with the goals for the defending champions. And in other action, PSG, Napoli as well as Benfica all picked up wins on match day 2. Now, moving on from soccer and heading to rugby action. Now, SA Rugby confirmed that President Mark Alexander will announce the new Springbok Sevens coaching staff in Cape Town this afternoon. Now, Neil Powell stepped down from the role of head coach of the Blitzboks at the conclusion of the Sevens World Cup over the weekend. And according to Sport24, SA Sevens Academy coach Sandile Ngobo is the leading candidate to replace Powell. Now, other names that were in the mix for the position included Powell's assistant coach Renford Dazel, as well as Women's Sevens head coach Paul Dalport, and both established former Sevens international players too. Now, in other interesting news, and something that might be of much excitement for many, road running entrants in the mass participation event at next year's London Marathon will be offered a non-binary gender option. Now, organizers said it was part of a drive to make the race, and quote, the most diverse, equitable and inclusive marathon in the world, unquote. Now, 3 gender options, those being male, female and non-binary, will be offered to all participants registering for the mass participation element of this event. Now, the Boston Marathon announced a similar change this week. Definitely something that I think a lot of runners will welcome. For now, though, it's time to find out what's happening in the latest when it comes to traffic. And here's Tabzi.
Thank you very much. Well, let's set you up for your travel this morning. Roads are quite busy this morning, but in Boksburg, Johannesburg, there is a stationary vehicle on the N12 westbound before Atlas Road. The left lane has been affected, so please approach with caution. If you find yourself out in Pietermaritzburg, KZN, there is a stationary vehicle that's on the N3 westbound after the ramp leading to Armitage Road. Please do drive carefully in that area. In Du Toitskloof, Cape Town, the Huguenot Tunnel is closed to heavy vehicles this morning due to strong winds. Please use an alternative route if you are traveling in that area this morning. That's where we leave it for now. Here's a look at your weather. Now, floods in Sudan this year could aggravate food insecurity in an already poverty-stricken country. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies have warned. As of this week, at least 286,400 people have been affected by floods in 16 of 18 Sudanese provinces. Some 60,700 homes have been damaged. 16,900 were destroyed, and at least 118 people have died and hundreds have been injured since the beginning of the rainy season in June. People have lost over 2,100 heads of livestock. In addition, 5,100 hectares of agricultural land have been affected by the floods. The Sudanese government has delayed the reopening of schools until the 2nd of October due to flooding throughout the country, and at least 623 schools were damaged by heavy rains. The extreme flood events in Sudan have been attributed to the climate change crisis, even though the country has contributed least to its cause. Now, from floods to beautiful sunrise views. First up, we have Kat Hackett showing off this beautiful view from the top of her balcony out in Alberton. How's that? What a beautiful dusky shot. Thank you so much for that, Kat. Paul also sent in a picture, this one, while starting his morning walking the dogs and enjoying the sunrise views out in Van Dyke Park. And up next, we have Nancy Govender, a regular contributor who, as always, taking her morning stroll on the beach, enjoying the fresh air while watching the sunrise over the ocean out in Pennington, KZN, took this beautiful picture for us. Thank you so much for that, Nancy. Finally, we have Geraldo out in GQ Gqeberha, showing us this majestic view as he takes, a walk or a stroll, or maybe even outside of his home. We don't know. Let us know what you're up to and where or how you captured that image. Thank you so much for those pictures. Do send in your sunrise pictures. We want to see how you start your day on 063-408-8863. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country. Starting off with Polokwane, sun and clouds today for you. 10 is your low. You will reach highs of 27. It's sunny times out in Mbombela, 16 your minimum, and your maximum is 31 degrees today. The capital city, Pretoria, sunny times 15 and 26, with Johannesburg coming in at 13 and 25. Mahikeng, you will start off at 11 and peak at 28 degrees today, with Klerksdorp starting off at 11, reaching highs of 29. Sun and clouds out in Kimberley, 15 your low, reaching highs of 29. Bloemfontein, 9 is your minimum. Your maximum is 28. Sunny for Richards Bay, 18 minimum and a maximum of 30. With Pietermaritzburg coming in at 16 and a high of 33. Durban, the warmest place to be, 19. That's your low. Your highs, 29. With Mthatha at 13 and 33. If you're out in East London today, 14 is your low. You will reach highs of 26. With Craddock coming in at 9 and a maximum of 33. Gqeberha, GQ, 13. That's where you start. You will peak at 23. George, 11 and 21. The mother city, Cape Town, 12 is your minimum. Highs of 21 are expected, with Worcester coming in, sun and clouds over there today, 11 reaching a maximum of 30. Sutherland, 7 and 25. Last, certainly not least, Uppington, 19 is your low. You will reach highs of 34 degrees. Some sun and clouds expected over there. But we still do want to see those beautiful sunrise pictures, so please do get those through to us on our WhatsApp line, 063-408-8863.
Well, listen, we are continuing our conversations around NFTs. Now we have artist and sculptor Pochi with us, as well as technologist and the producer Constant Spies, who are here to talk us through how they convert Pochi's artwork into NFTs. Constant, let's kick it off.
Yes, I'm very excited about the opportunities that technology brings to an awesome artist such as Pochi. So So we've decided instead of him just making a painting or a limited edition and just, scan that and then mint them as NFTs, we're going to set up a system to kind of convert his physical paint on canvas art into a generative collection, which means that instead of him just painting a snapshot, he can actually design a scene which is full of variables. So in other words, every time somebody then minted one of these NFTs, it activated an algorithm that then adds the element of chance to his work, and then that means every person who minted one then got a unique version or a unique snapshot of that scene. So that's why you see all these different little elements there. So obviously that is not an NFT, and that is not an NFT, and that is not an NFT, but all of these are elements that he painted to throw into the mix for the generator to then compile a completely unique version of that scene.
So the key word is unique. So the person that purchased the NFT, they will have something unique of Pochi that no one else will have.
Exactly.
Pochi, why did you decide to get involved with NFTs?
When Constant came to me with the idea, I didn't know what NFT was.
Yeah.
So he explained to me, and I could grasp the whole idea around it. And because my images are worldwidely loved, I thought there's definitely potential in this. So I decided to go with cycling at the riverside. People love cycling. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Everybody can do it, and you have fun and joy with that. And all these elements, the girls' skirts can vary in white and red, white and purple, white and green. So there's so many different elements that you can change into it. So from this one painting, we could generate millions different paintings, and adding all these different elements to it, the different chickens, the different flowers. So all of them change. Every NFT that you mint, the trees will be different, the cyclist clothes will be different, the colors of the bicycles will differ, the amount of chickens at the back, the flowers in front, so the background, unique. It all goes, everyone is unique. So people find when they mint something that they have something that nobody else has.
And that's what people want to get their hands on, is that uniqueness. Now, Constant, how do we purchase an NFT? How can we get our hands on some of Pochi's artwork?
Yes, so Pochi's collection is minted on the Ethereum blockchain. So if Ethereum was coffee beans, then Pochi's NFT would be a cup of coffee. So in order for you to make a cup of coffee, you first need the coffee beans.
Okay.
So in South Africa, you can first go to an exchange such as Luna or Valor, and you can buy some Ethereum, and then you need to get an Ethereum wallet, which the most popular one is MetaMask. That's the one with the little fox. So I have a MetaMask wallet open here that's already loaded with Ethereum. So then you can just go to, in your MetaMask wallet, you can go to the MetaMask browser, and then you open up a new tab and you navigate to OpenSea.io, and there you can search for Pochi, and there you can find Pochi cycling by the riverside. And over here, so all of these, the whole collection is already minted. So now you actually have the opportunity to
look at that.
To see exactly. So these are all the different,
pieces
as we explained earlier.
Purchase.
And then you can see which ones are up for sale. If you like one that's for sale, you can just buy one. Or if you find one that's not up for sale, you can just make an offer.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So I will, if you will, I will just maybe just buy one so you can see how it's done. So let's just go to the first one. So you click on it, and you can obviously open it up and scrutinize the image a little bit better. So you can see this one has a chicken on both of these bicycles.
That's cute.
And also all the chickens and all the people on this in the scene, they all have names. So you can actually go and have a better look to see exactly what is in this NFT. And then if you want to buy this one, you can just buy it.
And then you go through the payment option.
Yes, and then
That is amazing. Thank you for showing us this unique way. And Pochi, this is so incredible that you are now exploring your art. I love the fact that this scene could be seen at sunset and sunrise and the different backgrounds. It's so exciting and so beautiful, and such an incredible time for the art industry.
Definitely.
So amazing. So if you want to get your hands on Pochi's work, you can visit Pochi. expresso-nft.com. It's on your screen right now. It's absolutely incredible. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Having us, yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Zanzi, welcome back to Tech Thursday. And as promised, we are diving straight into some more tech action. Grant Hines is here to talk about the latest, right? We're talking about the game that has just dropped. It is Saints Row. It's a gaming series and it's packed with classic shoot-'em-up thrills. But will the latest entry wow series regulars? We're here to find out, and Grant Hines is going to give us the latest scoop. Brother, what do you think? I see you smiling. What's your first impression? Huh?
Look, so Saints Row obviously is famous for being like the GTA clone,
Yes.
or at least like the fun GTA version.
A gangster world where you can just wreak havoc and do crazy things.
Yeah, and it's kind of, there's like no limitation to what's possible inside Saints Row generally.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is like a remake of all those previous ones. Do you remember Get Out of Hell?
Oh, yeah.
So Rain Saints Row, Get Out of Hell, all those games. This is like a remake of that. So there's a little bit of commentary. There's like anti-capitalist commentary, which is really cool, but it feels a little bit staid. I must say, like, I feel like it's a little bit like samey than it would. Like, even this particular mission, this is one of the first missions you had. It's just like nothing really changes. So this is your first like weapon that you get. There's no real like need to change the weapon in a Saints Row game. And then it's got like a few melee tactics. So for those of you who don't know, if you've ever played a GTA game, it's called an open world role-playing game. And this is kind of very similar. You can go anywhere, get into a bunch of vehicles, drive around the city, cause crazy things, start criminal empires, and it's usually quite like fun and tongue-in-cheek and like extremely weird.
Well, that's one thing I definitely noticed with Saints Row versus, let's say, GTA, for example. It had that sort of like slapstick comedy to it. It had that sort of variation. One thing that I think, maybe it's not a bad thing that it's very similar, but what's more important is definitely the playground and the world that you play in. I mean, that is something that I think regulars are going to want to look into, is like, what's the world like? Where do we play it? How big is it? Is there anything we can interact with?
So it's in the southwest of America.
Okay.
So Albuquerque and all those.
Albuquerque.
That kind of thing. But again, it's in a world which is very cartoony. When I say it's cartoony, it's like a parody. It feels like a little bit like a sitcom in some ways.
Is that intentional, though?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes yes, and sometimes it's a little bit forced, you know.
Yeah.
So the jokes are there, but they don't sometimes always land. I like where they're going, and then towards the end of the game, it gets a little bit like samey. You're doing a lot of drive here, drop mission.
Got you.
And for paying a full price game, it might be a little bit like off, but There are a lot of fans of the series, and this won't be the first. I'm pretty certain there'll be sequels to this game, which is really cool. So like this...
Like we're in a Red Dead type of environment over here.
Yeah, so this particular mission, you're actually training to work for the government, and you're in like a national corporation who's trying to control the people, which is like a joke. You know, like it's quite funny that it's a joke, but like at the same time, you can see the graphics just look a little bit old, a little bit dated. It's not just the graphics; it's even the gameplay. It just seems a little bit old and a little bit dated. But I know they're huge fans of this game, and I know that everybody loves this genre of game. And a lot of people are going to be like, "Grant, what are you doing?" I just love to run around and play. So you could like just.
So again, for any enthusiast that's been playing the previous versions, it's definitely ticking all the same boxes, right? So if you're looking for consistency, this might do that, right?
Yes, I just think they've kind of like taken a lot of the cool stuff and kind of toned it down. But if you want fundamentals, great fundamentals in an open world RPG, this might be the game for you.
All right, it's released now. Can people get it ready?
You can pick it up immediately.
All right, well, there you have it. Another reason to go out there, get into gaming. And of course, if you are a fan, like Grant says, definitely does tick a lot of those boxes. As you can see, the action is happening right behind us right now. And we're going to dive into more action. Grant Hines is sticking around. Tech Thursday, of course, is heating up. There's so much to chat about. We've got another game coming at you in just a bit. But before we do that, let's unlock some more magic.
All right, so now with gaming, you need a good internet connection, and Vodacom knows how to do it best.
Expresso is connected by Vodacom Red. Switch to a new Vodacom Red plan to unlock more.
Oh, well, listen, I'm wearing red today, and you can experience red and unlock more with Vodacom Red. And there are some amazing rewards and benefits that simply cannot be missed when you switch to Vodacom Red to unlock more.
So here's a question, all right? Did you know that if you upgrade to Red VIP, you can get your hands on the new Samsung Z Fold 4 on a Vodacom 200 gig Red VIP plan for only 3,699 Rand over 24 months, plus unlock a 3,500 Rand Gert tote bag. I mean, it's so stylish.
Well, totes go with my outfit today.
Totes go with your outfit. Love it.
And that's not all. If you are Red VIP, you get 24-month device theft cover for your peace of mind, priority service desk to make sure you get the right service on the best plans.
And then in the mix, as if that wasn't enough, they're throwing in family data share, which enables you to share data with 6 other Vodacom friends.
Okay, I know friends that will take advantage of that.
Yeah, no, I'm the friend that'll take advantage of that.
There's also multi-data SIM connect 2 or more of your devices on the same contract. That can include your tablet or your PC, and a 5GX video data for 3 months. Now, if you think that's where the excitement ends, think again, because we're going to be introducing Hey Iris, a digital concierge service that gives Vodacom Red VIP customers access to their very own digital on-demand personal assistant service. So you ready for Iris?
This is where it really does level up, and it goes all the way up to VIP. Now, all Red VIP 100 gig customers, they'll have access to, request any service from, think booking flights, wedding arrangements, birthday parties, anniversaries, and sending off gifts to loved ones, and a whole lot more. So basically, all those, day-to-day activities that need time that you don't always have. Hey, Iris. It's got you covered.
She's got you covered. She, he, Iris, they. Well, Vodacom just keeps on delivering.
I think for me, that's the one. The concierge service, that is literally a no-brainer. That's the one to
Imagine you say, hey, Iris, I'm hungry. Can you suggest a restaurant?
Oh, hey, Iris. It's my partner's birthday. Let's get a gift and pre-wish a happy birthday to them.
Well, there we go.
Iris will do it.
There we go. And Vodacom just keeps on delivering the goods. So switch to Red and unlock more with Vodacom.
Switch to Red on SA's leading network and save up to 10,000 Rand when you trade in. Get the new Samsung Z Flip 4 on a 600-minute Red Core More voice plan for 1,439 Rand per month over 24 months. Plus, get a 1,000 Rand Shop Gert voucher and enjoy more benefits and rewards. Further together, Vodacom.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Of course, tech is just popping off and heating up on the show this morning, and we're going to dive straight back into the action. Something that I know a lot of you are going to love. We're talking about racing games on mobiles, and they are aplenty. So the question now is, which ones are the ones to sink your teeth into? Now, Grant Hines is here to show us exactly why. And Grant, I'm telling you, this is the hype right now, because everywhere I go, you see people on the trains, on the buses, waiting for a meeting. It's like, you think they're like getting their last presentation planning in, but meanwhile, Oaks are like, I see this happen.
Look at this, look at this.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this. I'm playing Formula One on my phone right now.
Taking the, what is it, the gyroscope stabilizer? What is it called in the phones these days?
A gyroscope and an accelerometer?
Accelerometer is the word, yes. So it's actually using that as a steering wheel.
I am steering, yeah. Actually, I'm not going to try win this race for you. I want you to see this at home for yourself.
Cool.
So, like, if I turn the phone a little bit like this, you'll see exactly how the person is turning on the screen. How sick is that?
So essentially, if I see someone now standing with their phone and going like this, I don't have to worry about them. They're not losing their mind. They're They're just playing a game, turning. That is so cool.
And the kinds of games that are coming out of mobile are incredible.
Yeah.
I think we're entering a new era when it comes to mobile gaming and what's possible. I am currently streaming this game. This is Real Racing.
Yeah.
Real Racing is also a really popular racing game. Straight to the TV and playing it on my phone at the same time.
And I mean, like, the graphics, it looks like you're playing on a console, like, of not too long ago, to be very honest with you. It's hyper-realistic, considering this is being played on a phone and streaming, and it doesn't seem like there's much, like, lag in that as well.
No, and one of my favorite parts about this is that, like, most people need a phone. You have a phone with you, so that you can drive and race it. But also, because there's so many games, there's a lot of bad quality out there as well, and I want to help you understand what is, like, the best.
Please, help us not waste our time downloading things. We don't have enough space on our phone as it is. It's full of pictures and TikTok dances and stuff. So let's be efficient.
Are you downloading TikTok dances?
I officially don't have TikTok. I'm proud of that for now still.
No way!
Because I can't dance, Grant.
You don't have to dance on TikTok. Your Riles, your Opa in the corner going, yo, TikTok's for the children.
Well, I don't know. I'm only playing. But look, this is definitely not just for kids, clearly, because it is hyper-realistic. It's almost teaching you quality elements of driving, and it's very realistic at the same sense, right?
Yeah, so this is a game called Real Racing, which I really like. This is Formula One. They've got the license to have Formula One races inside the car, which is really exciting. And it looks, even my rear view mirrors work, which is really cool.
Oh, yes, I'm noticing that. Oh, that's
And
crazy.
also with racing games, it's quite nice and short, right? You can do like a race, and so I'm talking and racing at the same time. Do not critique my driving abilities.
You need to get the lead in, brother.
And because of that, you can do a race and then put your phone down and carry on racing. But there's a whole bunch. There's another game that I really recommend called Asphalt Nitro.
Okay.
Asphalt Nitro is more arcadey. It's actually way more arcadey, and I particularly love it. It's made by a company called Gameloft. They do some really exciting like mobile games. They're famous for. Actually, if I say asphalt and racing, most people at home are going, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Which is, yeah, you see the people behind camera,
in the studio, yeah.
I know what you're talking about. So there we go. So that's the game. And I used to play a game called Burnout Paradise. When I
100% remember that. That is a classic.
So, that's what Asphalt, is.
So this is definitely one to add to the list of good games to download and quality games to download when it comes to mobile devices. What else have you got for us?
Which one else is out there?
I've got some on the list here. I've got Rebel Racing, right? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, Rebel Racing is also really cool. Also very high quality in terms of like what your phone's capable of doing. And I would recommend that you have like a little bit more powerful phone to do it. But it's all about collecting and customizing real world cars and then like pimping them out. I know a lot of people...
Like racing and Pimp My Ride combined.
Yeah, I think there's an element of like Forza in here. A lot of it's around drifting, but also the fact that a lot of people enjoyed, what's that Need for Speed? Was it Need for Speed Midnight?
I can't remember.
Where you got, why does it escape me? No, people at home are going, you should know this. But that Need for Speed, you can obviously, like, you know, get out your car, which is really
All right, I know another thing that I've added here, which Grant said to the list, was GT Racing 2, which is another great one. But of course, these are some top games that you can download on mobile devices that you can literally play anywhere. Comfort of your own home, on a train while you're waiting for a meeting, it doesn't matter. This is going to get you hooked. And Grant, I can't thank you enough for coming through today, man. Serving us when it comes to Tech on Thursdays. You absolutely delivered, absolutely slayed.
And if anybody out there wants to find out more about mobile games, let us know. If there's something you want to talk about.
Let us know. Let's head to the islands. See you there.
I've got their need for speed. Oh, come on, Ryle. Now, speaking of having fun with 4 wheels, the Tropica Island of Treasure Call to Enter phase saw fans from across the country, okay, flipping the Tropica caps to find the 10 treasures. It was so much fun.
It was.
So much fun.
And there was one lucky fan who found the treasure from Suzuki valued at 250,000 Rand. And we met up with the winner for the handover of the prize in Johannesburg. Let's take a look.
We at Suzuki are very excited to have been partnered with Tropica Island of Treasure, and I think this is probably for the 3rd or 4th year now. It's been great for us, it's been great for our brand. One of the biggest things, especially when you talk about Tropica Island of Treasure, is that our manifesto is Suzuki turns everything into a fun adventure. And how much better does those two things work together because of the partnership? So Molelo's prize was a product to the value of 250,000. He himself chose the Vitara Brezza, which I can tell you a little bit about later, but he had the option of choosing from marine motors, from outboard motors, from motorcycles to scooters. There's such a variety that he could have put his hand in and said, that's the one I want. He did choose the Vitara Brezza, which is this beautiful model here, which is a lovely family vehicle. It's perfect for a young man like Molelo, who's now going to grow with the car, grow his family, take his mom for a spin, and it's perfect for him. Molelo, Suzuki Auto congratulates you on winning this.
Thank you so
And we
much.
hope that you have many, 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 many happy kilometers in it. Congrats.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to get inside.
Go get inside.
I was in Centon when I found out that I had won. I received an SMS saying, "Congratulations from Tropica. You've won a car, a Suzuki, worth 250,000." And I felt so great. It was awesome. I felt like maybe I can just throw myself on the ground and, you know.
I'd love to tell you a little bit more about the Suzuki Vitara Brezza. It's known as a compact SUV. It's a great family car. One of the nicest things about it is its 7-inch touchscreen. It is so easy to use. It's compliant with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You never get lost, and trust me, you never get stuck in traffic. The Suzuki Vitara Brezza is perfect for a small family. It's really great for those who are adventurous, young people, people young at heart. You can go anywhere in this car and it'll take you there safely.
I'm from Polokwane. I can't wait to take the car to Polokwane to show my mom and to take her for a spin around Polokwane so that, yeah, everybody can see that she's in the new wheels, feeling awesome. Great. It means a lot to me, to my mom, to my whole family. We're going to be able to drive to wherever we want to go. We're going to be able to explore new things. This is one of the best cars I've been looking up to.
This car is super safe. It has 2 airbags in the front. It has ISOFIX for your baby seats in the back. It has ABS, it has EBD. So if you find yourself in a little situation, these are passive safety systems that are going to keep you safe on the road. It's fuel efficient. You can drive forever. It's got a massive boot at the back for road trips. And then, of course, one final thing, which a lot of our competitors in this segment do not have, is a reverse camera. Again, all about the safety. It's going to make a magnificent drive for Molelo.
this car. It's awesome. It feels comfortable. Yeah, it gives me respect, isn't it? I'd like to thank Tropical Island of Treasure and Suzuki for this wonderful gift they've given unto me. I can't wait to hit the road and enjoy this new beautiful baby.
Ah, Mulelo, man. Ntate Mamba, congratulations. Respect without a doubt. I mean, I've been in those Suzuki Vitara Brezas, and I'll tell you this, it's a head turner of note.
Oh, well, listen, if you are as excited as us, because Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars, it premieres this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. on SABC3. Now, the winners of the season will not only walk away with their share of 1 million rand, but also
a 250,000 rands worth of Suzuki prizes. It's incredible. Come on. Okay, so let's take a look at episode 1. The teaser is out, and this is happening this Saturday. Check this out.
Tropica is back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure.
I'm your host, Anga Makubalo, and welcome to Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars. And in 3, 2, 1... Oh, man, Maurice think they are done.
Pull out this one for me. Catch the All-Star season of Tropica Island of Treasure every Saturday at 6:30 on S3 from the 17th of September. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Your generosity can ignite a love for reading amongst our youth. Share your homegrown story. See Cadbury Story Edition packs. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3. Now, we are joined this morning by a multi-talented, and when I say multi-talented, listen to this, music director, producer, composer, lyricist, and orchestra conductor, Dupree Strauss. He is joining us this morning, and Dupree has pretty much done everything there is to do in the entertainment industry, including being with, in fact, being the associate music director for the Lion King musical for the last 14 years. Now, he has a new show called Droomland that will be in theaters in Johannesburg, Pretoria, and Bloemfontein from next month. And here is a little teaser of what to expect. Gets me on such a high. Piano music, familiar songs. I can gym to this type of music. And I know people laugh at me, but there's just something about a piano that is exquisite. Dupree, it's great to have you here.
Thanks.
You're doing your own show, Droomland. What is it about the show that you're so excited to share with South Africans?
Do you know what? I've been traveling with Lion King around the world for so long. Like I've devoted a big part of my life to Disney. And do you know why? Because the magic just doesn't run out.
Oh.
I've done Lion King probably 1,200 times, and hardly ever in South Africa, in Johannesburg like 12 years ago, but I don't know when we're coming back. So I wanted to bring the magic of Disney on the piano, my favorite instrument of all instruments in the world, to South Africa. And that's why I'm so excited about Droomland. I mean, it's all going to be just Disney music, everybody's favorite, but in a slightly different way, the way you've never heard it before, like just me on the piano, you know?
You and the piano, you're bringing that to South African ears. You're coming to Johannesburg, Pretoria, and Bloemfontein. Are you planning on coming to Cape Town?
Yes, next year. Just hold on. Like, my dates for this year are the only ones I want to talk about. Most definitely, you'll see a lot of me next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 14 years dedicated to The Lion King. That is incredible. You said you've traveled all over the world. What was your favorite part of being part of that cast?
Oh, my
Is
word.
it even possible?
It's impossible to say. However, I can say this thing, and even though I've done Lion King so many times, in the beginning, you know, when Rafiki goes, everybody knows that.
Yes.
Composed by our favorite South African Lebo M, you know? It's like, that's the moment. And when I'm conducting, during that number, there's life-size puppet animals coming through the audience. So I have to turn around and conduct to the animals as well. Then I see what's going on behind me, and it's always grown men crying. Children trying to climb out of their seats, grandmothers trying to hold them back, people in awe. It's just, that is what keeps me going every single time, no matter how many times I do that show. And that is the magic of Disney. That, like, it's that X factor that people can't, I don't know how they do it. They keep doing it for almost 100 years now, right?
It's incredible because it's like you said, the magic never stops. Now, I was in the choir. I've been in an orchestra, so every conductor has their own way, but I can imagine on a production like that, you have to be crazy.
Another performer once told me long ago when I was dreaming of being in the entertainment industry, he said to me, you know, if you want your audience red hot, you gotta be white hot.
Okay.
So it's like, when you're the conductor, you're conducting like the whole show, not just the singers or the orchestra, like everything, lighting, scenery, all of it. So you kind of have to, be that person where the energy is coming from, and that feeds into everybody else. It's an amazing experience.
It is a special experience because for someone that's been part of a choir or an orchestra, you look to the conductor for your cue, your direction. But Dupree Strauss, it's so great to have you here. He's going to perform for us on the piano. Give us a sneak peek of what Droomland is all about. And if you're in Johannesburg, Pretoria, and Bloemfontein, make sure you get your hands on some tickets so you do not miss out on his fantastic performances.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Can't wait for those performances. The man is a master. Now, while Dupree warms up his vocals, let's cook something scrumptious in the kitchen.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Elite quality, elite taste, elite texture.
Made with love by Clover.
Definitely worked myself an appetite. The show has been incredible, so we're going to do just that. Now, whether it's for a school lunchbox, snack, or a bite for any gathering, our elite Clover cheese, chutney, and chicken roll-ups are for every occasion. Now, you can use just about anything for the filling, but don't skip the best part, and that being the Clover Elite cheese. Now, we've got a beautiful chef in the building. We've got Mule Setati, who's going to show us why this recipe is the thing that is going to feed your tribe. Mule, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. First time in the kitchen? First time on the show?
Well, on the show, yes.
Oh, welcome.
How am I doing?
Oh, you're doing fantastic. You look absolutely incredible, and I absolutely can't wait for this. I just want to know about what we're going to be putting together here. Exactly how is this something that, I don't know, you call it feeding the tribe. How did this all start exactly, this whole concept?
All right, so I'll chat and then assemble at the same time.
Yes, and you can put me to work at the same time because I see there's like a little sauce here, so should I get to this?
100%.
All right.
Add the hot sauce to the chutney.
Okay, while I'm doing that, speak away. I would love to hear more.
I'm adding some cream cheese to my puff pastries. So Feed My Tribe started from my love of expressing you know, love to people around me, and the way that I do that is by feeding people. So every time I'd have guests over, I'd cook, I'd host a lot, and then when I had kids, it essentially translated.
The tribe grew bigger.
The tribe grew bigger.
Makes sense. Okay. I like that because I think, especially in my culture as well, it's so important, especially when we go to our aunties and stuff, they would always make sure that there was food.
100%.
Make sure you're comfortable. Have you eaten? Have you ordered? And I think that's such a big component to what we associate with love
100%.
and care. So I love that component of what you've mentioned, and we're doing that right now.
We're doing that
So
right
what
now.
have I put in here is a hot sauce with some chutney, right?
Hot sauce and chutney.
Okay.
And then you're going to just spread it over the cheese that I put over here.
Let me just do that. So you've just spread the cheese over. Is this like a little pastry vibe that we've got?
So
here,
this is
right?
a pastry vibe, and then we added some cream cheese to the bottom, and then we're just gonna assemble that sauce. I mean, for the kids, you can leave out the hot sauce, obviously.
Of course, yeah. But I know the fact is that this recipe already is so versatile, which I
Yes.
love because, like you said, it's for the kids, but I think for big kids like me and the adults too.
For the big kids.
Yeah, this is something that is going to be phenomenal and serve the tribe for sure. Put some smiles on their faces. So what else are you popping on here?
So I'm just popping some red onions on, which are gonna add on a nice crunch and some more flavor. And then chicken, we can do that.
Shredded chicken, and this
Some
is where you
shredded
can obviously
chicken.
get creative, right? Is this, if you don't like chicken, I mean, you could go for beef or pork or, I mean,
100%.
take all the chicken out and make it a little meat-free option.
You can
as
take
well.
the chicken out, have a meat-free option. You can put any other thing that you have, beef, even fish. I mean, if you want to go wild.
Ooh, that's interesting. Okay.
And then some corn.
Corn. I like this
You
combination.
can also add more vegetables for the kids, so it's more nutrient-based.
And I would imagine sneaking the veg in. This is the perfect way
This
to
is
do
the
that, right?
perfect
They probably
way.
won't even notice.
They won't know.
I mean, especially when we're talking about not only all these ingredients, but the hero ingredient here that I don't think we should do without, and that is the cheese.
The best part.
The best part. I want to talk to you about it, Mzansi, because Clover Elite cheese is perfectly crafted. It brings you cheese that is and has an elite quality. Now, that elite taste is on top of it, as well as an elite texture, especially when this thing melts all together. Now, you can use any of your favorite Clover Elite cheese flavors in this recipe, and that's exactly what's going to make it epic. And, well, I would just suggest that you use all of it, right? So we are using the Tussa full cream cheese as well as the Gouda full cream cheese options here. I think it's a beautiful combination that's kind of just going to bring all this internal ingredients together, make it come alive. Seeing you're adding a little special something to that?
Do you want to
Do a little
do the thing?
salt bay over there. We got that going. I mean, it's as simple as that, right? And then next step, you're rolling it
100%.
up.
Next step, gently roll it up so that
Okay.
it doesn't tear at any part. Always flour your surface.
Nice.
And you're just going to lift it and roll. And it's as simple as that.
I can just see all that cheese. I can picture it melting together just to make absolute
Perfect
magic.
cheat day
Yes.
meal.
All right, so then essentially, once we put it all together, once we have rolled it up as beautifully as you have over here, I'm assuming we're going to use something like this or an oven, right?
100%. So you've got an air fryer over there, which is half the cooking time that you'd use for an oven, but you can use an oven, an air fryer, and pop them in.
All right, so if I look at the recipe, it says 20 minutes in an oven. So essentially on the air fryer, you want to go for 10 to 15.
Half of that.
Maybe just have a check on it. I know we obviously spent some time putting this together earlier. Our beautiful assistant, Kiali, says that she had to check on hers because it almost burned. So heads up, Mzansi, if you are going to be making this one, then just maybe have a little pop in to check on how this is melting, how it's coming together. And I can only imagine, no, I'm done imagining. I'm going to go outside there and taste some. So obviously that gets popped in the oven. I want to just run over here and have a little taste. I don't know if you're hungry or not, but I can't resist because I've worked myself up an appetite. Mzansi, look at this. It looks so good. It's got that perfect brown crunch to it. Oh, the cheese has just melted perfectly. I'm going to add some of this chutney to it. Sorry, I just had to. I couldn't resist. It just is that good. Let me take a bite into this and find out more. It is that good. Mzansi, Expresso to get this recipe. First time in the kitchen. Absolutely slated. Well done.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you for this. I think feeding your tribe is an absolutely new concept to me. And this is how you can get it done. It's a simple recipe using this elite clover cheese. And I can't thank you enough, madam. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Here's a recap, Mzansi, if you didn't know what was going on right now in the kitchen. Want to find out more? Apologies for speaking with my mouth full, but can you blame me? It tastes that good. Cheers.
with Love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Tropica is back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. All the stars will be competing to win big, and so can you. Simply buy a Tropica promo pack, follow the details, and enter for a chance to win your share of thousands of smooth prizes.
The more you buy, the more chances you stand to win.
Catch the All-Star Season of Tropica Island of Treasure on Saturdays at 6:30 on SABC3.
Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show. Now, the super talented Dupree Strauss is with us this morning to give us a taste of what you can expect during his upcoming show, Droomland, which starts next month, the first 2 weeks of October. It's going to be such a treat. Now, this show will allow you to experience your favorite film memories in a whole new way with piano interpretations and Afrikaans storytelling. It just sounds like magic. And this song is from The Lion King, and it's called He Lives in You. Dupree, do your thing. Dupree. I love it. All of our childhood memories there. You see, this is the best of the best. Droomland is going to be such a treat. Tickets.
Ticket Pro and web tickets. Yes, for the Vrystaat Arts Festival and the Momentum Beleggings Aardklop Festival.
It's going to be such a magical experience. So make sure that you do get yourself those tickets. He's still here with more performances. Right now, it's time for us to find out what's happening in and around our world. Zoe's on standby with the news. Dupree.
Thank you, Tabiso. Well, let's start off with national headlines. The mine management of Jagersfontein Developments is adamant that there was no indication of a looming threat that a salt dam belonging to the mining company at Jagersfontein in the Free State was about to burst. The mine's legal compliance officer, Marius de Villiers, has said they comply to all safety measures. However, on Sunday, a salt dam burst, flooding the area and destroying several homes. One person also died. Scores of displaced residents have been offered shelter in a local church. Schooling has been affected in the disaster-stricken area. And Eskom says stage 4 load shedding will continue throughout today and tomorrow due to a shortage of generation capacity. The power utility said there was a possibility of lower stages of the rolling blackouts from Saturday morning. Spokesperson Sikonati Manchancha said Eskom teams were working around the clock to return units to service. He said in view of the shortage of generation capacity and the need to carry out unplanned maintenance to return units to service, they unfortunately had to implement load shedding as a last resort. Now moving to news abroad, some 2,500 teaching and non-teaching education staff who had fled their homes in the jihadist-hit northern Mozambique province of Cabo Delgado have returned due to the restoration of relative peace in the area. A provincial education official, Manuel Bakar, said some schools had reopened in the districts of Mosimboa da Praia, Palma, Masomia and Kwasanga due to the return of the teachers. He added that a total of almost 103,000 students had already resumed classes. The area have been plagued by jihadist violence since 2017. Staying with news abroad, China's leader Xi Jinping and Russia's Vladimir Putin will discuss the war in Ukraine at their meeting later this week. The two will meet in Uzbekistan at a summit that will show an alternative to the Western world, the Kremlin said. Xi is seeking a historic third term, while Putin's relations with the West are rock bottom over Ukraine. Putin will also meet leaders of India, Pakistan, Turkey and Iran, but his meeting with China's leader is in particular importance, a Kremlin foreign policy spokesperson said. And there are only 2 days left to take advantage of National Parks Week. This as South Africa's national parks, known as SANParks, launched its 17th annual SA National Parks Week from the 11th to the 16th of September. Some of the parks, though, will be extending the week to include the weekend. The official launch of the 2022 SA National Parks Week took place at Ugrabis Falls National Park, one of the 6 national parks in the Northern Province, on Sunday. The provincial Premier Samani Saul said the importance of tourism cannot be understated, but it was not only established to enhance tourism but also to cultivate a sense of pride in South Africa's natural, cultural and historical heritage protected by the national park system. The week grants free access to most of the 22 national parks for day visitors, especially people from local communities. It should be noted that free access to parks does not include free access to accommodation facilities and other tourist activities. To see which parks will be extending the week to include the weekend, you can visit SANParks' website. Well, on that note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Here's a final look at your traffic.
So yes, let's take a final look at what's happening on the roads. Table view out in Cape Town. There is congestion on the N7 South at the N1 inbound ramp, so you can expect delays this morning. So please do allow extra travel time. Jakes Gerwel still in Cape Town. There is also congestion. That's on the N2 inbound at Jakes Gerwel. You can expect delays over there as well. So please do make sure that you add some extra travel time on your journey this morning. Heading over to KZN Umhlanga, there is congestion on the N2 southbound roundabout after the Umhlanga interchange. So please use alternative routes this morning if you can. And that's where we leave it for now. Here's a look at your weather. International philanthropist and one of the world's wealthiest men, Bill Gates, has praised New Jersey as the first state in the U.S. to incorporate climate change in its public school curriculum. The aim, which Gates praised as setting a new standard, is to teach students how and why climate change occurs, how it impacts communities, and how to make informed and sustainable decisions. Learning objectives for each grade will be outlined in a variety of subject areas. An environmental science teacher, Krista Delaney, says that learning how to find solutions and how to mitigate the effects of climate change are extremely important, as its effects are already causing havoc across the globe. Now, once you look at the big picture, you see how important it is to teach students about climate change to better prepare them for the future, she said. Well, for our final weather update, we have Earl van der Amsterdam showing off a beautiful orange-lit sunrise over the ocean, peeking through the wintry trees out in Port Shepstone. Beautiful picture. Thank you so much for that, Earl. We also got one from Andre and Monet from Basley Beach in KZN, capturing this magnificent view of the sun rising over the ocean, or rather the sea, yes, while enjoying a morning chat and a cup of coffee from the back garden. Then Munira and Ibrahim shared this phenomenal shot whilst on holiday out in Obai in George, showing off such a scenic view from up above, giving a real feel of the town and views that you can experience. And finally, we also got this one, a wonderful video sent in by Mercia Stegman from GQ, that's Gqeberha, from pink to tangerine. Those hues are lighting up the morning skies. What the perfect way to start your Thursday morning. I love that. I mean, take a look at that. It's beautiful. Please do make sure we wake up bright and early tomorrow morning by seeing your sunrise pictures sent in on our WhatsApp line. That's 063-408-8863. And now let's take a final look at your temperatures across the country. We start off with you. Polokwane 10 is your low today. You will reach highs of 27. If you find yourself out in Mbombela, 16 is your low. Your highs 31 today, with the capital city, Pretoria, starting off at a low of 15, reaching a maximum of 26. Sun and clouds for Johannesburg, 13 is your low. You will reach highs of 25. Mahikeng, sunny times are expected, 11 and a maximum of 28. Klerksdorp starts off at 11, peaking at 29, with Kimberley coming in at a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 29 degrees. Bloemfontein comes in with a low of 9, reaches a maximum of 28, with plenty sun expected out in Richards Bay today, 18 and 30. Pietermaritzburg, 16, reaching highs of 33. Durban, the warmest place to be, 19 is your start. You will peak at 29. Mthatha, 13 and a maximum of 33 for you. East London, 14 minimum and a maximum of 26. Some sun and clouds out in Craddock today, 9, reaching highs of 33. GQ, Gqeberha, 13 and 23, with George in at 11 and a high of 21. The mother city, Cape Town, will start at 12 and peaks at 21 degrees, with Worcester coming in at a minimum of 11, a maximum of 30. Sunny times for Sutherland, 7 and 25. Those are your temperatures. Uppington, 19 is your minimum. You will peak at highs of 34 degrees. It's a thirsty Thursday, but no, we are quenching that thirst with all the feel-good coming your way all the way through to 9 o'clock here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Get those sunrise pictures in for tomorrow morning.
Please hurry up into the kitchen because I'm going to eat all of the toppings and then we're going to have nothing to make our next classic dessert. Because when it comes to these classic dessert ideas, chocolate always comes out on top. Now, with a few simple ingredients, you can make for a stellar dessert, and this is for the whole family to enjoy. And South African food, I'm going to say food snob and recipe developer, Mule Satati, is here to show us exactly how this classic strawberry and chocolate fridge tart is about to make. Did I just offend you by calling you a food snob?
I am definitely a food snob.
Okay.
Self-proclaimed.
A self-proclaimed food snob. Now, we're about to obviously make a strawberry and chocolate fridge tart, which in my mind is a winner. I've already taken some of the chocolate and saved it for later. But you are going to start off by making the filling.
Yes. So I'm going to start off by making the filling. I've put cream in a pot on a very low heat, and I'm going to put double cream in. Just going to let that heat up a little bit and then mix the Dark chocolate with
the white,
milk chocolate.
the milk chocolate. Now, I'm obviously going to start off by making our crust. So I've got a little bit here of some crumb biscuits, and then I've got, of course, our Clover Classics Mama Bake that's been melted, and I'm just going to add that for our base. And what makes our Clover Classics so ideal and versatile is that it is a great fat spread that can be used daily for spreading, for cooking, for baking, like we are doing right now. It also contains 7 vitamins and made with a touch of clover cream for a smoother, spreadable finish. So while I'm busy finishing up our crust, are you slowly melting? I think the secret there is to be patient.
100%. You need to be patient, and anything you make, especially with food, should be made with love and patience. So that's going to translate through. So I'm done here. How's your...
I am pretty much done with the crust. I'm going to add it to our already sprayed tin. This is a quick recipe.
It's a nice quick recipe. You can make it with the kids.
And I'm pressing it down into our container. Just use the spoon. I think that might be a bit easier just to get it all evenly spread out. I feel like I'm racing against time here with you.
Listen, my chocolate is already done.
The chocolate is done. You're busy gently. You've warmed up your cream. I'm busy just spreading this out evenly. And then I still need to use our strawberries to create the base. What would you call that? Like just the edge?
Yes, just the edges so it looks nice and pretty. And the chocolate sauce is also going to take some time just to let that cook through. You can add chili, hey? Like to bring up the chocolate.
Chili? Oh, that's a clever idea.
To bring up the flavor of the chocolate. Some strawberry essence.
So I'm going to add strawberries here along the edge of our tin while you are finishing up our centerpiece. Of course, if you want to get your hands on this delicious recipe, it is available on our website, expressoshow.com. And if you... Oh, just look at this photo inspiration. This is something that came off Pinterest, isn't it?
I like that the strawberries match with your outfit.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Lady in Red today, Mule. I appreciate that. As you can see, you will obviously add your strawberries all around the tin. And once the chocolate is melted, you'll simply just add it. And because it's a fridge tart, you pop it into the fridge.
You pop it into the fridge, overnight preferably, and just let it rest. And then in the morning,
you have
a cup of coffee.
You can have it for coffee or Sunday lunch or brunch. This is really a great recipe. Of course, head on over to our website, expressoshow.com. Once it's ready and set, you'll take it out and you'll just heat up your knife a little bit, dip it in some hot water, and then cut through your strawberry and chocolate fridge tart. And as you can see there, that's what the strawberries will look like on the outskirts. There we go.
Thank you.
Good recipe.
Clover's range of margarines and spreads. Classic spread. Mama Bake.
Margie, how do you know what we like? I know someone who knows.
Spread the Margie love.
Made with love by Clover.
Looking for fantastic health and weight loss benefits without a lifestyle change or being on a diet? Well, Shapeline 50 Billion from Proven Probiotics is the first ever probiotic to offer scientifically proven weight loss, while at the same time boosting immune and digestive health. That's why we think Shapeline 50 Billion may well be the world's most effective probiotic. Available at Dis-Chem and Clicks.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is Expresso. We're live here on S3. So now listen, we're welcoming spring. The sun is out and that screams bright time. Here is Woolies, Ryle and the Pedros with all the essentials.
Thank you so much, Uncle Tubbsy. I wish you were here because it feels like summer. And we're going to do exactly that now. I'm talking about Woolworths' incredible braai tools and accessories. And they've been perfected over a lifetime of braaiing, and especially in a culture that is so enthusiastic about braaiing right now. Now, they've been used, these tools exactly have been used by chefs, connoisseurs, and everybody that likes. And I'm going to be chatting to one of them right now to find out what exactly is going on because it's smelling so good. I'm feeling the chias already. Chef Clem in the building, how are we doing? And I see you've got the beautiful Meg and Pedro here too. How are we doing?
Good. it's such a like misleading way to start your day off by like braaiing before 9 o'clock in the morning.
What do you mean? This is South Africa. We can
I know,
braai
but now we still have to go back to the office. But anyway, I'm very happy.
What's happening here,
I'm very
man?
happy to start the day with a braai. So earlier this week I spoke about some amazing braai equipment. I'm actually going to show you how I use it. So starting on the side, I've got my tong set. And this is very, very important. You need a set of two. You want one for the fire, for the coals and for the wood, right? And then one. His job is just meat.
And that's important, right?
Yes.
You don't want to be mixing the coal into the food. I've realized this on certain braais. I've chowed into chicken and, hey, why is that so crunchy? That was coal. It wasn't activated.
I know charcoal's a trend, but not like this.
I got you, all right. So you've got those boxes ticked here. Beautiful stuff.
And you know what? I just thought about it. You could just like hook them both like on your belt and just be like a whoosh. One for the wood, one for the meat.
Like Tim the Toolman Taylor kind of a vibe. I like that. I like that. Okay.
Talking about tools, this is the new bracket from Woolies. It's got every accessory in there that you need. And this is from beginning, from the process of cleaning your braai grid, making sure it's spotless, to getting everything ready that's going to go on the braai grid, and then to managing it while it's on the braai. Everything is in this toolkit.
Skewers, basting. I've got like a little, what is this thing called? Like a spatula vibe. Can I just
with the bottle open?
Oh, well played. I must just say, imagine rolling up to a braai and having one of these things that's brushed stainless steel metal. I mean, come
put
on.
it together for me for like real quick, just to show you how chic that bag is as well. Look at me, I got a little handle.
Imagine I rolled up here, gentlemen. It is time to braai. I think everybody's just going to salivate after that.
Absolutely.
I love it.
This is, you can hang on to this. This is
nice.
an absolute must. These are for safety. This allows you to actually get really close to the fire, to the wood, to everything that you're busy working with, which I'm going to need in a second. And actually comes with a pack of two, because you can play rock, paper, scissors with chunk, cha.
You cut me deep there, right? You cut me
Okay, almost done. So a good chef knife, you always do it on standby.
Yeah.
And then a beautiful serving board that's aesthetic and beautiful that you can actually use and serve on. I've got my fresh braai grid. I've got my trout here. Here's where the glove coming. Carl, can you grab that board for me real quick?
Okay, for you. And Mike, can I compliment this board right now? Look, it's beautiful.
There we go. Muscle poiki happening right here. Okay, the trout's going back onto the fire and using my braai cube. Everything on the braai cube. So now I'm going to hand it over to my wife because I've got the food done.
All right, simple as that. I mean, when you have all these accessories, it doesn't get easier. But let us move over to the beauty of all of this. All right, we've had the tools and accessories. Meg, I want to chat to you about this beautiful display you've put together. It looks incredible. Honestly, if you could do this anywhere, it would just literally just zhuzh up the place. I mean, even just an open field, right?
Clem's always making me, practice with the table settings. I think that this is the most important thing. You can do the world in the kitchen. You have to translate it to your guests.
Okay, all right. So talk me through this because there's a lot going on here, and I want to do it justice because first it looks beautiful, but I think there's more to it than just that, right?
Oh yes, spring and summer means al fresco, and al fresco means in the open air. So that's what we're doing today. I mean, we're bringing in the gorgeous blues and greens from nature. So that is in these gorgeous, gorgeous napkins, and then of course Woolies' new faux flowers. So this can last all season long. It's absolutely perfect.
And I think for a lot of us that have a lot of stress when it comes to managing things, you don't have to worry about that. It's going to stay evergreen all year round, right?
Bring it inside in the winter.
I love it.
Perfect. And then my absolute favorite. So these outdoor cushions are with a color fast fabric. So they will last the whole season long.
Okay.
And they are also made from recycled plastic bottles.
Hang on, Nature Boy just needs to simmer on that. Recycled plastic. So literally while I'm sitting down on sustainability, I can enjoy all this magic.
With a sustainable fish,
Everything here inspired by nature. I've got to say this resonates with me. I love the colors that you're using because it reminds you of the mountain. It reminds you of the ocean. You've blended it all together. You're giving me a truly authentic alfresco experience, and it doesn't even stop there. What else have you got?
So we brought in the blues and the greens again in your acrylic glassware. I mean,
nice.
you can take this to the pool, which is often the thing that we love to do in summer, so don't have to worry about this breaking at all.
And it looks like glass. I mean, it looks fancy.
Absolutely.
And
Woolies has nailed the look and feel, and it's
played.
BPA free and dishwasher
Cheers
safe.
to that. Well played, well played. I love that. Okay.
And then, of course, our gorgeous servingware. So this one, I've actually layered to show you that you can actually do different little things with it. So this is actually, you know,
Sorry,
quite nice.
just to get into that, was that you just turned that upside down?
Yes.
I see what you did there. Look how smart this is. Getting creative at the same
I mean,
time.
at the end of the day, this could be your cake as well on a, you know, a serving stand as well.
Of course.
We're just playing around completely with the wooden elements, and then also it is so important to layer your homeware. I think that is what makes a table. So your table settings, do them differently. Give every little guest, you know, just a little bit something extra.
Man, I absolutely love this. Meg, Chef Clem, you guys have put together what seems like a rustic alfresco experience. I gotta say, what resonates with me the most is the color choices that you've used here. It just screams authenticity, but at the same time, I love how you've incorporated things like these elements of wood, things like these raw materials that just kind of give you that sense that I am one with nature.
Oh, yes,
I mean,
alfresco.
Alfresco, that's simply what it is, and I can't thank you enough for this. Chef, how's the cooking coming at the back? Yeah,
It's looking good.
It's smelling absolutely incredible. One thing I hate is the fact that you can't smell on TV. You can see these beautiful colors.
Smell-o-vision.
You can see our vibe, because it absolutely is a vibe out here, and I think this is every incentive for you guys out there to kind of recreate this experience, recreate this magic out here right now. I mean, it didn't take that long to put it together, right?
Not at all. Woolies makes it so easy.
They really do. I mean, what more do you need other than heading over to Woolies, get it online, on store, or possibly on the app? I don't know for sure, but this is something that is going to knock the park out when it comes to entertaining, and we're talking about doing it al fresco style. And even if you don't have a professional chef and a decor stylist amongst all the other labels that you have Woolies to sort you out. Beautiful stuff, guys. I'm going to get tucking into this sustainably. See you later.
Oh, listen, that
The
looks
life.
incredible. Oh, well, with Crush 100% fruit juice, they have some big news, and they are also unlocking something big soon, and we are asking you to guess what it is.
Yep, you could stand a chance to win yourself a Crush hamper worth $1,000, 1,000 Rand. And all you need to do to enter is to go to @CloverCrush social pages on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and share your guess in the comments section using #Crush.
That's right. And the competition will close on the 15th of September. That is today at 12 o'clock. So you still have a few hours left to get those guesses in. But the big question is, what could it be?
So yeah, is it like a new flavor? Do you think it's a new flavor? Could it be a new bottle size maybe? Is it a new show? Is it an exciting competition with prizes for you to win? What is it? What's your guess? Take that guess and you could be our lucky winner today.
That's right. So head on over to @CloverCrush on social media. All of their pages, that's Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitter. And there are some T's and C's that do apply.
Get guessing.
We are business owners working with business owners. Cashflow Capital, business funding that works for you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live here on S3. Can you guys tell that the weekend is around the corner? I can tell because I can almost smell all that braaiing taking place. Oh, it's all coming through, and Raul Demone is still catching up with the Pedros.
All right, thank you again, Tabzi, and don't worry, I'll invite you through later. We've got a show to get through, but we're going to be prepping something exceptional. Now, we were earlier talking through some of the braai accessories and how to lay out an incredible al fresco spread that is just absolutely one with nature. And now we're going to talk about some more of the essentials, and that being what you can get when it comes to the braai options from Woolworths. Now, man, I'm smelling things, I'm seeing so many incredible options. Chef Clem, take me through all this magic right now, because I think we are absolutely capitalizing on spring, the fact that South Africans love to braai, and this is going to be something on our shopping list for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But isn't it weird, like, as soon as the sun starts, like, making more of an appearance in the during the season now, you can smell more smoke in the air. It's like the scent of South Africa. And I love it. I think it's amazing.
It's like, as soon as the sun comes out, everybody's like, hey, is that sun? Oh, yeah. It's time. So
the tongues is covered it. Oh yes, we have to work. Okay.
Let's do that.
You see, the braai just get you like, okay. So earlier I showed you I made a seafood potjie, and this is the easiest seafood potjie ever. And again, I use my flat bottom potjie pot. But when it comes to what you need for a braai, I'm talking about from the pre-preparation part. I mean, preparation is the part before, but from the charcoal to your braai grits to the specific wood that you need, Woolies have everything.
So I can get everything there. There's no reason to go to any other shop because it's all inclusive.
You can walk in there fresh, Ryle, nothing for the plan for the day, and grab everything you need for the braai. Everything. So we got our homeware sorted and all our equipment sorted. Now we're going to talk food. So seafood, absolutely love seafood. Doesn't have to be directly on a fire, but if seafood's involved with the smoke, I mean, I'm there. So mussels in the potjie pot. You saw the trout that went onto the coals. That's done now.
And that special grid that it was on as well.
Special grid.
Absolutely.
And it makes a huge difference because you don't want to squash that trout. It's a delicate meat, so you want to give it some. Yes, exactly.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Well played, Willie.
That's done. We're busy plating that up. Now let's talk about some of the red meats. Okay. So
the sanyama, the essentials for us South Africans. Yes.
But you know why I feel like seafood works first as a starter? Because uncle at home that invites his guests at 12 o'clock and then feeds them at midnight. No. Seafood cooks really quickly, so in under an hour you're feeling a guest.
Isn't that just a South African thing though? Like you talk and everything else happens before the food even comes and then people are starving. But that's not going to be an issue, right? Because everything seems to be prepped up.
Everything is done. So what I like about it is if you're a guest and you're going to the braai, you can pick out the eshpatadas, and we know it's the legendary braai go-to. Especially again, we're calling all the people out today. If you're that person that goes to the braai and rocks up with the frozen meat, we're not your friend. We're not your friend.
Not for that.
So we go to Woolies, get the eshpatadas. Everybody loves these, and it's so amazing on the actual coals. The heat and the smoke that comes off of it is.
And you literally don't have to do anything, right?
No.
Just literally open up the packet, pop on the braai, and voila.
Open it up.
Love
Then,
it.
What I'm really into right now are these rosemary and garlic lamb ribs. Okay, so it's been marinated. Everything's in the bag already. It's pre-cooked. Normally this takes about 2 hours to cook, maybe sometimes even longer.
Yeah.
How we used to do is we used to start the fire like at 12 o'clock already, set the lamb rack up on the side, and then literally 4 hours later it will be done.
Yeah.
That's we're not doing that anymore.
But hang on, you just skipped the vital step there because before you even do all of that, you've got to baste this, you've got to let it marinate overnight. That's like another day's worth of prep. So we've eliminated all of that. And I know, especially if Tubbs is still watching this right now, Tubbs is that last minute guy that's like, oh, I forgot this braai, what can I get? He doesn't have to stress anymore, but he doesn't have to worry. He can always pretend, and I know he will, he'll pretend that he basted and prepared this. He'll probably pop it into like a little Tupperware and say, oh, look what I did overnight. You know what I mean? But you can't do that here because it's giving you that option.
But isn't that what Woolies does that for you? They leave that little crucial part at the end for you to make it your own. That's what I love about it. So Ralph, here we go. Now I'm gonna ask you to get in there.
All right. Can I just use my hands? I have washed them. But let me just actually no. We've got essential tools from Woolies.
Is it the right one? Is it the right one?
Is it the right one? Is the yellow one for the
No, it's the black one.
Oh, okay. Don't worry.
Okay,
That's
here
why
we
it
go.
comes in a pack of.
So here we go, Ralph. I'm gonna ask you to pop the ribs on there. There there is some of the fat from the lamb that's in there already. So what I do is I actually baste the lamb rib in its own fat.
Popping it on there?
Get that on there.
Oh, look at that. And I can see, obviously, that fat's going to start, obviously, melting once again, jamming into all of this beauty, and look how good it looks already.
So
the sizzle has begun.
The sizzle has begun. So let me also show you, underneath my rack that I've got on here, you'll see I've got my braai cube. It's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I do is later on when I need more heat, I'll take the braai bread off and start cooking directly on the braai cube.
Okay.
And you can just like play around with the different shapes to get the different heat temperatures.
And I like the cube. You know what's quite convenient about it is because often if you have a grid like this, I don't have access to my coals. I don't have the ability to change the heat, whether I want to get the sizzle or whether I want to make it a slow cook. But the braai grid gives me the access to do that. It gives me the option of heat, and I can work the coals so much easier around and underneath the meat. So
and you know, we're actually being silly. We don't need this middle grid. We don't need that. There's not an infomercial, people. We didn't plan this. Okay, so Raul, if I can ask you to pop that rack right on the braai cube. I mean, this is how we cook at home. The braai cubes become our new. That's it. And
look at that. How simple is that? Let me just make sure it's laid up nicely.
So say, for instance, it's too hot. What we can do is we can turn the braai cube onto the side, continue cooking the lamb, or even all the way on the side for a higher setting, which is you have a low, medium, and high setting on the braai.
And all I've got to do is grab the other pack, which is right over here, and then I've got my coal option to kind of move the coals around, ease of access. Hey, I need to put a little bit of it in because I really want the fatty side to kind of crisp up. I can do that.
But for everybody out there, we thought about the veggies. I've got a beautiful puree over here. I braaied some carrots, okay? Took half of it and blended it up. I'm going to talk through it. Where is my final dish? Okay. Blend it up, and a bit of sour cream to it, some crispy onions, carrots on a carrot puree. I know it sounds weird, like why would you do carrots in the braai? Think about it, you got a lot of smoky flavors coming from this meat. The one flavor.
You've got that crispiness on the carrot.
Yes, with the crispy onions.
Do you mind if I do the...
Right.
Just make sure that the guests are going to enjoy it.
Do it. So the smoky flavors of braai love sweet. They love absolute sweetness. They like chutneys with our braai, all those sweet things. These are so sweet and delicious, and it's a perfect balance between smoke, that rich meat, the sweetness of the carrots, and it's a veggie.
Oh, let me tell you, this is the best way to get your veg in, and if you cannot see after eating this, you definitely will see a lot better, obviously. If you know what I mean, if you know what I'm talking about. But I can definitely get the crunch on this. The sweetness is coming through, and I can just imagine how good I'm gonna look if I serve something like this up to my guests.
How good you're gonna look. It's not even about the carrots. Raul's just planning on looking good.
I just want to impress people. I want them to think I'm a chef. They're like, wow, did you do this? All me.
I like it. I like
it. Woolies needs to take all the credit. I love this, man. Well played. Anything else you got?
Yeah, so this is my tip for this. I'm in the festive season.
Yeah.
This is my tip for this braai season. Don't be separated from your guests. Bring them as close to the fire as possible, as safely as close as possible. Get them around the table, interact between the fire and them. Be part of the years. Make the carrots look good.
The carrots look good and make everything else look good. And of course, I can't thank you, Meg, enough for this. We have an exceptional platter here that we put together, obviously, as well as the way that it looks. So for you guys at home, make sure that you get over to Woolies and do exactly this. You can find this recipe at woolworths.co.za. For now, though, it's time for us to sit down, enjoy all this work, and maybe you can invite some of the rest of the team over. So,
sorry, Tubbsy, there's no more layer.
Sorry, Tubbsy. Well played, guys. This is incredible. Summer's here.
Yes.
No. What do you mean? What do you mean there's no more left? Please, come on. You've got me at like Sabaweli level 10. Dupree's hungry, the crew's hungry, Lucian's hungry, Zoe's hungry. Everybody's hungry. Bring some meat, guys. Okay, but while we do that, let's get into some more music because the orchestra conductor and director, an absolute legend, Dupree Strauss, he's here on the Expresso stage this morning. He's been giving us an idea of what, some of those Disney classics that he'll be performing during his upcoming show, Droomland. And this next piece is the theme song from Aladdin, and it's called A Whole New World. Aladdin. Do the song, please, my dear. on, Aladdin in the house, a whole new world, Dupree. That was really, really fantastic. What did you think of this performance? Please do let us know. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. You've got my heart so warm right now, and I'm sure it's touched so many people out there right now. Please do connect with us. Use that hashtag Expresso Show. We want to hear from you. This is brilliant. Put it here, my friend.
Revlon color stay matte like crayon. Play it up. Bold matte color goes on as easy as a crayon. Feels barely there. Super soft, 12 rocket poppin' shades. New Revlon color stay matte like crayon. Wanna play?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, well, listen, we've been talking food, music. Now it's time to talk fashion. And if you're prepping for a date night or maybe a girls' night out, a birthday party, or even a work function, no matter what the special occasion is, Woolworths have made occasion dressing simple with their selection of occasion dresses. Now, our beauty and fashion editor, Knox Mafushi, is here, as well as she brought a railing along with her as we're about to talk all things fashion.
Yes.
Oh, Knox, this is so exciting. The warmer months are coming. I'm a dress girl. I love wearing dresses. But that also now means that invitations are coming in. Birthday parties are coming up. There are some weddings that is a little bit more on the casual side coming up.
Exactly.
What can we get from Woolworths to make sure that we look our best?
I think you hit it on the nail when you said that Woolworths is making occasion wear much more simple, which is absolutely incredible. I think what I'm enjoying about these silhouettes is that they really are classic. There's a wonderful range of botanicals. We've got, you know, the little black dress being played a little bit in the polka dot arena, and we've got some really bold and beautiful colors that are coming in. So even if I take you through some of them, you'll see that the silhouettes here are super interesting, really classic kind of maximum effect there with the maxi dress. We've got beautiful prints with a beautiful, gorgeous neckline here that can also be like the peak of femininity.
And there's also something about the tiered dresses that just draws my eye, and it's a very flattering body dress shape.
And the thing is, what I like about this is the movement in the dress, right? So as you move, it's got a sense of occasion, so you definitely will be turning heads in something like this. I'm also wearing one of the prints here, which is absolutely incredible.
That is a fun print.
It's a fun print, and you know what? One thing I love is a pocket.
A dress with pockets.
Exactly, so it's also got a pocket here. I like the way that it cinches on the waist. I'm someone who likes to focus on that in a dress.
I'm wearing the Woolies dress. Now, if you watched the show yesterday, you would have known that I was actually wearing the same dress, but just in a different pattern. Here, I'm wearing it in a solid red, and it's nice and flowy.
Absolutely, and I love the magic of the dress also. It's got peak femininity and the A-line, exactly. So it looks absolutely incredible. And then, of course, like I said, a lovely fun take on the LBD with a little bit of polka dot, and of course the prints doing well. But there is honestly a silhouette for everyone. So I think this is actually the same dress that you were wearing in black. But you see how the versatility of it really allows it to look like something else, you know? So we've got the halter neck there, such gorgeous designs. From a wedding to date night, you're definitely sorted.
Fantastic. I actually have quite a few friends that are now, you know, going through the mommy phase.
Yes.
And a lot of them are shying away from maternity wear.
Yes.
But they would rather buy dresses like that they can wear during pregnancy as well as during their postpartum.
And feel absolutely feminine and beautiful while doing that.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, Knox, of course, we can't be the only models today.
Absolutely. We need to bring in someone else.
Bring in our model today. Talk me through this look. Oh,
So
I love it.
I'm obsessed with this look, and I think it's perfect for something like a wedding. It's a beautiful halter neck dress with a wonderful botanical print. I like the white, which just gives it that like cool kind of effect on it, which is also a very popular color. So we're seeing there the play between the greens and the whites, which are honestly a really popular trend at the moment. But look at the way that the dress just falls.
I love the cut of this dress.
Exactly.
I love that it comes in at the waist and then it's just got a bit of a flare, which really gives the behind a very feminine shape.
Exactly, and that sense of movement also when she walks. And obviously we've got a little bit of detail here, a little flirty detail up front, but you pair that with a lovely bag. You could wear this with sandals, you could wear this with heels, and I think the versatility of dresses like this really makes it something that will work harder for you, and so making it a great investment piece for your cupboard.
Amazing.
Yes.
Listen, I have wedding season coming up with friends, so I'm already thinking, how can I buy something that will not only work for that special occasion, but that I can get a lot of wear out of? You don't want to just buy a once-off dress and not really wear it again.
Exactly. It's a more sustainable way of also looking at your fashion choices. How can you get more bang for your buck? And these are the type of dresses that are such a good investment for that.
Oh, well, Knox, I love talking fashion with you. Thank you for coming and bringing that beautiful rail of clothing. Now, it is occasion dresses that's made simple, and you can shop the scene, and you can be stealing dresses at Woolworths. I saying stealing, I mean it's scene stealing. That is how beautiful it is. So it is available at Woolworths for any and every occasion. So head on over to their stores. You can shop these looks in store, online, and on the Woolies app.
Okay, that's nice. That's great. All the essentials, the summer essentials, the ladies are set.
They really are set, and I think summer dresses are officially sorted. So it's time to sort out our holiday destination.
Where are we going? Well, here's the thing. Some of us do love the thrill and adventure, and some of us, you know, love being in nature, like this guy here.
Oh, yeah.
And Kuhle got to experience a bit of both when she made her way to the Protea Hotel by Merit Zebula Lodge in Limpopo. Oh no, it's like top tier.
Is it?
Check this out.
To find out.
Yeah.
Peacefully nestled within the 1,600 hectares of unspoiled bushveld in Limpopo, you will find this beautiful Protea Hotel by Marriott Zebula Lodge. The African-inspired luxury hotel beautifully reflects its surroundings with thatched roofs, authentic decor, and breathtaking views. The Protea Hotel by Marriott Zebula Lodge has absolutely stunning hotel rooms and villas for longer stays, some with their very own swimming pools. After arriving, you can't help but get an itch to start exploring because the hotel offers the best bushwalks, game drives, horseback and quad biking safaris, as well as their very own golf course and spa. I can't wait to explore. Let's go. Think of a better way to start the day than with a delicious breakfast buffet in the cozy terrace restaurant. It's time for me to fill up before the activities of the day. To the Protea Hotel by Marriott Zebula Lodge, I was mostly looking forward to getting away from the hustle and bustle of the inner city Johannesburg. I could never get tired of nature. Visiting nature and experiencing it, it allows one to tune into their emotions and center themselves by clearing their mind before going back to the real world. The Protea Hotel by Marriott Zebula Lodge offers the best ways to immerse yourself with the natural surroundings, and one way to experience the bushveld is with a horseback safari. The Horseback safari is honestly the best way to experience and see the bushveld. Firstly, you get a crash course on how to ride a horse. Who doesn't want to learn how to ride a horse, right? And secondly, you get to connect with nature while seeing different animals, from your elephants, giraffes, wildebeest and impalas. I just absolutely enjoyed it. Also, it's the best place to experience and enjoy a weekend away or a holiday with a group of friends, a family, or your partner. Listen, I have worked up an appetite after that incredible horseback ride, and the Terrace restaurant is the place to be because it's got a variety of dishes in their menu, catering for everyone's specific needs and wants. It seems like I've struck gold with this one. EJ, thank you so much for having us. Please tell us more about what makes the Protea Hotel by Marriott Zebula Lodge is different from the other Marriott hotels.
We're the only golf course Protea by Marriott in South Africa. It's a bushveld golf course, so we have the game on the golf course. We have a diversity of accommodation offerings. So we've got the bush lodge rooms, ideal for family opportunities. We've got the homes and villas with self-catering opportunities. And then we've got our 5-star luxury lodge, the Waterberg Luxury Lodge, which is a small boutique hotel on the lodge. We offer game drives, we offer quad bikes, we offer horse trails, we've got archery, golf and spa treatment. So it's the full package all in one.
Sounds truly exciting. What about the location of the Zebula Lodge makes it special for a getaway?
Our major capture zones is an hour and a half outside Pretoria or Johannesburg, OR Tambo, it's quite close by. For those people that are wanting to get away from the hustle and bustle from Joburg or Sandton, we're close by.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, EJ. These incredible activities and spoils right here in the lodge. This is the perfect place to throw your bags down and allow yourself to be taken wherever the bushveld breeze blows you. When on holiday, you still want to get that home away from home feeling, right? You still want the calmness and the comfort. Here at the Protea Hotel by Marriott Zebula Lodge, you can have all of that, plus stunning views and other added features and activities. There's something so magical about being out in the bushveld, the blend of nature and luxury all wrapped up in the serenity of the surroundings. If you, like me, enjoy the outdoors and a luxury holiday, then this place should definitely be a part of your must-visit list.
Come on.
Favorite animals.
How jealous am I right now? That is everything nature, boy. The environment, that
cool.
place. I need to book that immediately.
Man.
Quickly, I'm so jealous, but you know what? You can also experience the luxury of the Marriott hotels. You can get 15% off when you stay 3 nights or more with Stay Longer on Us offer, and you can book now at www.emea.marriott.com.
I'm going to do that right now. Let me get that. Where's my phone? Booking right now.
Okay.
We're on a mission to help people take charge of their space and inspire them to express their uniqueness through paint, furniture, and decor.
I want a space that's inviting. It's just basically made for you.
I'm open to experiment.
Because I love change.
I'm sure it's going to be very exciting. Old meeting new.
Mzansi room rescue.
Rescue my room.
Please.
No, man, this is ridiculous.
No, this is just a total makeover.
That's Mzansi Room Rescue, Thursdays on Afternoon Express from 6 to 7, brought to you by Plascon and Rochester.
James is on a long overdue holiday. All because he chose to invest in an electronic Optimum Plus account.
Yes. Seriously.
Be like James. Open a Nedbank Electronic Optimum Plus account and get an effective interest rate of up to 12.4%.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso, a few more minutes left to take in all of the feel good, savor the music, take it all in because we got Dupree in the house. And what a star.
Strauss is a name you need to remember. Of course, he is performing. He's doing his Droomland. In fact, that whole performance is taking place in Johannesburg, Pretoria, as well as in Bloemfontein. So make sure you get your tickets. You do not want to miss out on that. Are you guys ready for one more?
I am ready, and I believe this is one of my favorites. Yes, I'm proud to admit that. Let it go. It's officially still my favorite.
Oh, Dupree, that was such an incredible performance. Please, can I ask you to take a bow?
Oh, the way the man worked the
There
keys
we
today,
go.
I've never seen hands move so gracefully and yet produce such magic. An absolute master at his craft. And
I've never heard you sing the way you just did now.
Well, tickets to the show in the first 2 weeks of October is available on Quicket as well as Ticket Pro. You can catch him in Johannesburg, Pretoria, as well as in Bloemfontein. And we're keeping fingers crossed he's bringing that tour to Cape Town as well, because I need more of that in my life.
Yes.
And then, Raul, was die vlees mee, vriend?
I almost finished it all, don't worry. There is some that we can chow a little bit later.
Did you bring Bri for us?
It tastes so good. I can't tell you how delicious it was. And yeah, the show has just been incredible. I'm still like frothing on this high. It's been incredible,
It is
yeah.
a high.
Well, we're going to end off with another epic performance because Dupree is the gift that keeps on giving.
An encore.
Yes.
An encore. Yes, please, bring it on.
This spring, here's to Mother Nature and all the other mums who bring wonders into our world. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good